What's up? You've tuned to the Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm Jordan Grainger, your host, and this week we have a fantastic panel for you. Keeping on trend for what happened last week, we are going to have two co-hosts this week. Yep, I have in the house my brother, Hypocrisy Jones, and my good friend, Cortni Richardson. But our guest panelist this week is somebody you may have seen if you've been around Kokomo comedy or if you've been to our open mic Thursdays at Cooper's Pub. Ladies and gentlemen, the fantastically funny Dan West is in the house. Yeah, it was a great time. We talked about so much. We had some nice drinks from out of South Bend, Indiana. There was beers flowing. Things got a little bit wild. We talked about a ton, but before we get into that, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the things that help us be seen. Share this post around because honestly, the more people that see us, the better it gets. Let's just be honest. But anyway, we had a great time, all four of us, talking about the comedy open mic, about how we're all at different phases, where Dan's been doing it for about 10 years, 6 years for me, Hypocrisy Jones a year, and Courtney's talking about flirting with the concept of getting on stage. So we talked a little bit about stand-up comedy and what that means. We talked about the hurricanes that are hitting the southeast part of the United States right now, from Florida all the way up to like North Carolina, and how that's impacting people. We talked about the most healthy burger. You won't imagine where it's from, but you can have it in Kokomo. We actually have it. We talked a little bit about Brett Farve and some of the troubles he's got in, including his recent Parkinson's diagnosis. We talked a little bit about Jojo Siwa and how insane she is. We talked about Brian and I going on Z92.5. Hell, we even brought up the new Mozart track that just dropped after 233 years. So we talked about so much on this episode. So make sure you tune in and you enjoy this episode with myself, Hypocrisy Jones, Courtney Richardson, and Dan West on this week's episode of the Kokomo Press Podcast, baby. Woo!
Warning, this video contains adult content not suitable for children.
You guys are just handling the same issue differently. It sounds like.
Yes.
It just sounds like they want to complain.
I'm not.
No, I like
Kids
my
these days.
Kids these days,
I like
go to
my
your job
job.
and do your work and go home.
I like my job.
This is a shit
once.
that helps like us do this because
Yeah.
this is what it like. My 18 different things includes our fucking group chat or or doing stuff for podcasts or shit.
I mean, that's the positive about it, is at least there's like a place in town where you can make decent money and then still have like a little bit of a life. I mean, the middle class is shrinking every day. We're about done. It's about done. I think I read something about like food stamps. Like 30% of food stamps are going to the middle class now, which is an insane number.
Oh man,
Because that tells you that like the middle class is becoming the lower class. Like it just is.
I might be able to apply this year. I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
I want food stamps. Fuck.
It's insane.
Yo, if you got 50,
that's even a
hit me up,
consideration.
I know.
Like,
Isn't it wild?
that you work full
I'm
time.
really upset that I don't
Can we
apply.
put your phone up?
Me?
Yeah.
Why?
You know why.
Have
We're doing
you
a podcast.
It's go time,
Oh.
bro.
Oh, have we not started already?
Oh, it started right now. Yeah, it started.
I thought we
I
were
didn't know.
podcasting already.
No.
He was fixing the pictures and stuff.
Well, yeah, but as we were talking about, we all have
haven't been here
ADHD. He
for
was
a
doing
minute.
18 things.
Did we get the part where I was yelling at you guys about not getting your benefits?
Yeah. Get your damn. No, I didn't start that yet.
Yeah.
I started a little bit after. I got to fix Jordan. He moves around so.
I'm so
fucking much.
sorry.
It's like he wants to be on his knees half the time.
It's the ADHD. We can't help it,
It is.
Jordan.
It
Jesus.
is. We were talking about this.
I know.
The spastic episode.
That's the thing about cameras.
This is what I said. I just need to. I have to keep
You can't
moving.
say that word anymore. Didn't Beyonce teach you? anything?
I think I can add the tick. It's okay.
As long as you say tick.
Yeah.
Okay. Your tick is being.
I don't know.
assessed.
I generally assume I can say whatever. It's just you.
Yeah.
You can't say anything.
Yeah, you
Damn.
do have the black card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have the everything card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're not gay yet.
I don't know. There was a time. I told them. It is what it is.
Yeah. You have a bigger past than I do. I get nothing. I gotta be careful. I gotta be super careful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I gotta be very careful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You grew
you're-
your beard back hella fast.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
I worked really hard on that.
Yeah.
There was a filter. I was on like Instagram or something, and there was like a guy doing a filter, and I was like, I'm gonna look that filter up, and I did it, and I was like, this makes me look horrible.
Yeah.
Also, I made that post about Shelby not wanting me to shave it, so I was like, I can post this, and then I just get roasted in the chat.
I think you should do it.
Fuck
You were asking
I think you should
for
do it real.
You knew what you were doing.
Definitely don't.
I knew it was gonna happen. I knew it was. I mean, it was as predictable as can be. Like it was the most predictable shit ever.
Well, I mean, you made me a window peeper, and people made you a lesbian. It seems fair.
Yeah, I did make you a window people. That was a long time ago, though. You know, it's been a minute.
But it. You know who remembers?
Who remembers? Somebody.
Pepperidge Farm.
Yeah, Pepperidge Farm. Well, I remember some people got, I said he was like, if you see this guy looking in, because he shaved his beard, and I was like, if you see this guy looking in windows in the Indian Heights, then, call him. I just caught him in my window or whatever.
Yeah.
And people thought he was real, and I was like, oh no. No.
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
Yeah. I forget, the connotation of being a black man. I'm like, oh, I basically just put a target on your back.
That's why you're not allowed to say these things.
That's what I'm saying. You can't say them either.
I
Wait.
could.
You try to say them. She tries to say it.
I can say it more than you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
She thinks because she has brown kids, she could probably pull it off, but that's
I
not
have
how it
brown
works.
kids.
Yeah.
You know who else did? Thomas Jefferson.
Got her.
Oh no.
Oh no! Now you're feeling some type of way.
Nah,
Yeah.
it's fine.
Anyway, we're here at the Kokomo Press Podcast. I'm Jordan Grainger, your host this week, and this week again we're continuing the trend of double co-hosts. Yeah. A double-sided co-host. Don't look that up. We've got Jordan Bell in the house, aka Hypocrisy Jones.
What up,
Courtney Richardson, aka Shortney Richardson.
Yeah.
Shortney Dixon.
I want to be
Celine.
Hypocrisy Richardson.
Hypocrisy
Queen.
Richardson. And our special guest this week, if you've been to our open mics or if you've just been to comedy locally, you might have seen him around the town. Or if you've been to trivia at Cook McDougal's on Wednesday nights, the man, the legend, Dan West.
Hey, yeah, I'm excited to be here. Before,
Hold on, the studio audience has to. We have a great studio audience.
thank you, audience. Before we go any further, I do want to call it. I pick Kirk. Kirk is who I pick. No one else is allowed to pick him.
Okay. Cool.
Brian told me that the subject of this week was which member of the Gilmore Girls cast we want to fight in the parking lot of Country Palace.
I never watched Gilmore Girls.
You're lucky. I was forced into Gilmore Girls marathons because my ex would like get in depression mode and be like, "I'm watching Gilmore Girls," and I'm like, "Pithy dialogue. We could just talk."
I started watching it to make fun of it, and then I got very emotionally invested.
Oh shit!
So I have strong opinions.
Yeah.
I only remember very little of Gilmore Girls, but I the only thing I remember, I think the mom was a bitch.
Yeah.
Just absolute bitch.
The grandma was a bitch.
Grandma was a bitch.
The mom and the daughter thought they were better than everybody because even though they had money, they pretended they didn't like it.
Yeah.
White people shit.
It's a white guilt
that makes
movie. It's like a white guilt TV show about a small town, and the guy from This Is Us and Heroes is in it at one point. The fucking
Peter Petrelli.
Yeah, Peter Petrelli.
Milo
There you go.
Ventimiglia. That's his name.
Yeah, Milo. Yeah. He was in it, and there was a lot of like bigger stars that have were randomly
Melissa
in it.
McCarthy was a guest.
Yeah,
I remember it. I didn't get forced into watching that during that period because I do
When was
remember
it?
a
When did it
CW
come out?
period. But like I got forced into watching Vampire.
It had to be like vampire. That's kind of. I mean,
Yeah, I
Was
know.
it like
It's basically the
Vampire
same thing.
Diaries?
yeah.
Yeah, I got forced to watch that too.
There was a little bit of there's a good reason. It's called Anna Paquin's, right? Is that was the reason people like
Nina
that one?
Dobrev. Anna Paquin was True Blood.
Yeah.
True Blood. That's the
Yeah.
one where there's nudity.
I mean, I don't know.
what?
Shit.
What's going on?
I did like True Blood.
Where was I? What was I doing while these
how
things
old are
were
you?
on? 36.
Okay, so
Yeah.
a
You were
little
around.
before your time, but not far. Like I'm 39. It came out while I was in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
You remember when we were all out on our own, but didn't have cable?
Yeah,
but wish we had
mine
cable?
I could only watch
Yeah.
the shows that were on the satellite.
It was pre-streaming,
I
but
had-
we were too poor for it.
All I had was the
yeah.
CW, so
Yeah,
all I
no.
watched was House and Supernatural.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
She is
Vampire
obsessed with
Diaries
that.
on CW.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. So I don't know what you were
I was
doing
obsessed
during that
with
time. but-
Supernatural. I had
got you.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all have kids.
I know.
I don't.
Yeah. You got a
have
dog.
kids. You have
got a
pets.
dog.
I got a dog and 2 cats.
There you go.
I don't think that counts.
I do too.
And she's
Plus
It counts.
kids.
you're gonna
kids
die on
speak
this hill
English,
right
right?
I will die on this hill. It doesn't count.
now. This is the time.
Your kids speak English, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My cats don't, so it's harder to have a cat.
But you don't have to take them with you every time you go somewhere.
I just drove to New Orleans with a dog in my lap this weekend.
Yeah. New Orleans. Yeah, you just got off tour. You were in Louisiana.
Yeah,
but then
How
you
was
could
that?
leave him in the hotel, though.
I did do that.
Yeah.
I did do
in
that.
a crate in a hotel.
Yeah, it was. You could do that with your kids too if you weren't late.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can crate train your kids.
I'm thinking about it.
Might be easy or something.
Well, let's get into that. You just went on a little tour of New Orleans, the Louisiana area. Who'd you go with?
My girlfriend came along on the drive with me. I was performing with Chris Shaw.
Chris Shaw.
He's a phenomenal comedian and also just a great person.
Yeah.
Like, he's a wonderful human being.
Well, I stopped commenting because he posted something and tagged you, and I was like gonna say Shaw and West back at it, and then I was like, I won't do that. I won't do that.
Why we? You know, I haven't had enough drinks to say some dumb shit and get in trouble yet.
we
So
won't.
Speaking
Look at
of
that. I
drinks.
just wanted to say that because
Let's
it's funny.
fix that.
You want to do that? Yeah, you did. Let's talk about it. You want to tell us about this that you brought here today to the studio?
Yeah. So, Indiana Whiskey Company is a distillery based out of South Bend. Really, really talented guys. I
like it.
They have a great little tasting room, and I've done a bunch of shows there.
Yeah.
They've got about 5 different flavors of bourbon. They've got their typical bourbon. They've got the rye, and then they have a cinnamon. They have a chocolate, and then they've got the maple. The chocolate is phenomenal. Like, you put just an ice cube in there, or you put it in coffee. It's great.
Yeah.
The cinnamon is like an upscale version of Fireball. And then this is the maple. It's great by itself, but also if you put it into some orange juice, it's
Like a good breakfast.
a breakfast drink. Yeah.
Says
Yeah.
breakfast of degenerates.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's exactly
This
what
maple
you
is
would
called
imagine.
the Breakfast of Degenerates.
Breakfast of degenerates.
Yeah, they're
Oh, yeah.
an Indiana distillery, just staffed by really good people. So I try to be supportive, and also it's easy to be supportive because it tastes good.
It's you said it's in Lafayette, right?
South Bend.
South Bend. Oh, okay. It says Lafayette on here. It says whether it's the Breakfast Club in Lafayette, pregame on the Irish green, or heaven forbid a refreshing drink in the evening. Let this get you to where you've been heading all.
Drunk.
Beautiful, like a
Drunk.
trunk. Where you were
That's
heading
where
all
we've been
along
heading all
to
along.
a DUI. I'm just kidding.
All right.
Let's try some of it.
We just talked about how we don't get DU'd.
It's a cork. You could just pull it straight out.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Nice little sound.
Yeah, it was.
You guys want some of this? You guys ready?
We want you
Yeah.
to drink it all.
I'm not gonna drink it all, dude. I have kids.
You don't have to go anywhere. This is in your house.
I know that's true.
Hey, that's my
That's your
that's my
podcast.
other
That's your
podcast. So
podcast.
cheap plug.
Here, here's the other
If
two.
you like wrestling.
Here's the other two. Yeah, check them out. They just went live. I saw you guys were talking about the new McMahon documentary. That's probably been great.
Yeah, we were.
Been great to talk about. I'm sure because like it gives you guys a
How much
a
is a safe
big
amount
big
for me to
topic.
have?
This is what I went with this. Yeah. Cortni has a stomach the size of a baby's, so she needs to drink as much as she can. Be funny if she has the biggest. Let's all make sure she has the biggest cup.
She's got a bigger one than me just because I'm going to be drinking for a
yeah,
marathon,
yeah,
not
yeah.
a sprint.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, let's do a toast real quick, everybody. Let's toast everybody. Let's
Cheers, gang.
Courtney, hit them
Here,
for me.
I got
Thank you
'em.
guys so much. Thanks for bringing this, Dan. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm
never
gonna
want
try.
to be the only one drinking, so made sure I brought enough to share.
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to drink this. It smells really good.
You're not gonna drink it?
I'm not going to drink all of it.
Oh, okay. Well, you did get a bigger one than everybody else.
Good.
Didn't
good.
realize you guys had a quitter on the team.
Yeah.
Oh, now I have to drink the whole thing. Thank you.
The whole bottle.
God
My name
damn
is
it.
Dan, and I'm a bad influence.
I like
Well,
it.
Matt, you're going to have to come get me.
Yeah. Matt's gonna have to pick you up. He won't know this until Monday morning when you've already wrapped around a tree.
When I've
but
already
I'm just
driven
kidding.
home.
We'll make sure you get.
Like,
one.
oh, so that's where she's been this whole time.
Yeah. He's like, damn it, man. I should have. Jordan still uploaded the podcast. What an asshole. Imagine she
Courtney's
fucking.
last podcast. The end of it will be like dedicated to Courtney.
Yeah. I'll put this
As
scene
seen
of you
on
cry-
Kokomo Scanner, Courtney Richardson.
As seen on
That was
Busted.
our shirt idea. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I told him, but
Okay.
he has an idea, but I think ours is better.
Ours
but
is
he
always
wasn't in
better.
a point. He wasn't in a point to be like, yeah, let me hear this out fully.
Yeah.
No. Well, we're doing the open mic, so we've
I
been
know.
doing the open mic for a minute, as you know, as we all know,
Yeah.
and we're all fixtures there, and it's like the day of
I know.
we've jam packed our day, especially with the Meet the Comics thing. Which if you guys haven't checked that out, make sure you check out Meet
Those
the
are so
Comics.
good.
It's been a fun show to do. I don't know if I
They're
know how to get
award-winning.
my media.
You know that?
Award winning. That's what I've been telling people. Award winning Meet the Comics. This was the last one. You can actually
What award did we win?
you can actually see Dan West on this one and
Hey, I
myself.
look fat.
Am I on
Stop
this one?
it.
I mean, I do.
You look great, actually. I thought that was a good
stop.
picture. I will say one thing about you on stage, and I don't even know if you know this, but you like to tilt one.
Yeah.
So every picture we get of you, you're like,
I
one
do
way-
that.
Yeah, you're
I
like
do
tilted
that.
one or another. I feel
I
like
think it makes me look less threatening.
Oh my god! I forgot to tell you. Oh my gosh, I forgot. Did
looks-
you go through those pictures? Did you look at Ouija's pictures?
no, not yet.
They're freaking hilarious.
Are they funny?
It's
Let me see
fantastic.
if I can go into it real quick without
Because like he's
too
so
far back.
I'm glad. that I'm not drunker.
I don't know.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I know there was a thing, but he
Those,
seems
all of
to
them, like his,
realize he was
like if
So-
you
going
just
through
keep
some
going
shit
through
or something.
them.
So
If you
I
haven't
don't
been to
know.
our mic before, there's a guy that comes through every once in a while. His name's Ouija. He wears a trench coat and a hat. You can kind of see him here. And these are the photos that Cortni Richardson took of him last week. These actually seem pretty innocuous. When do they get wild?
When he starts yelling.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
He's starting to see red. He went on a rant. Okay, so we were talking before. We were talking before the podcast about listen, we love you. We know you can be a little sensitive. Don't get sensitive here. These are hilarious photos. These are awesome. If you can screenshot anyone you want and use them. Courtney's okay with it. Don't get upset because we do like the guy. But he came to the last mic and there were two groups with service dogs, and he just did an entire rant about how service dogs are dumb. And I'm like, read the
that
fucking
why it
room,
was?
Ouija. I know you're working on a new set, but come on, man. You walk in there and if you walk into a place,
Did they leave?
the gal immediately after, and I'm like, damn, man, I don't even get to fucking make these people laugh. This sucks, dude. But it's exactly what you expect, man. He's walking the room.
I think he likes that part. I think
that's
that
his
that is
favorite.
his goal, and I
think you're right. That's smoother than I thought it would be.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, and you can taste like the maple in it too.
Yeah, actually, that's a lot better. The thing is, a lot of times when people, I have a face on because
feel like
I don't
drank a
drink like
waffle.
that. It's like a Crown and Coke and like a vodka Tito's. That's pretty much all I drink.
Tito's is vodka.
Tito's cranberry. My bad. I just take a vodka, please.
Vodka.
Let me get a shot of Tito's in a shot of Sveta.
I don't think I added the third thing on here. Son of a bitch. This is the thing about me. Well, so if you guys haven't seen, I don't even, where's it at? There's the 5. So this is the other. You guys can kind of see it from there. But if you guys haven't seen my recent posts, my entire computer just. It just completely blew up. I was able to save all my files, which was amazing. I was really happy about that. But I had to rebuild every profile. So like all my OBS profiles, all my DaVinci profiles, and I had to re-download everything. There were certain things I couldn't even fucking remember the login. I had to like go through emails from a trillion years
So
ago.
what you're
to figure
saying
it out.
is Fed's watching.
Fed just watching, dude. They found me. They found me, dude.
It's all the Caitlyn stuff.
It's a Caitlyn. Yeah, they but I'm pro Caitlyn.
I know it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
People were pro.
We
pro
know
magic.
you white.
I know you white. You white. Yeah. Caitlin's the best though. She's just so good. You know what I mean?
I mean, people were pro magic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And instead of her getting AIDS, your computer did.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about in here. I got to deal with this every day. This is the shit I have to deal with. It's nice to have you back at the mic, by the way.
Yeah.
It's nice to see. I mean,
Well, the man's not holding me down anymore. So
and
it's
quit saying the
nice.
man is me. God damn it.
Oh.
It wasn't even me. We made up a fake thing where we pretended like I was drama and you were drama and we were doing, look at this guy. Look at him.
Oh
He's
man, those are so
handsome.
good for such a bad set.
Oh, dude.
Those are really good pictures. I wasn't there to see the set, so
Look
I
at
can't
that.
speak on that.
This is my favorite
It
one.
wasn't
It was
the
ass.
set. It was
Look at
the
that one.
audience was just
It was
so.
ass.
No,
the vibes
yeah.
that night were just off.
Courtney, fucking, you're absolutely right. There was something when that audience was weird. This whole week has been weird.
It's been a weird vibe this week.
I don't know if it's the hurricane, like the winds are hitting everywhere.
Well,
it's like,
We just passed a moon cycle or some shit. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody had their period.
yeah.
It was me. I'm sorry, guys.
God damn it.
I'm done now.
Well, you were down there in Louisiana during all this. How the fuck did that happen?
Yeah.
Louisiana was perfect.
It was fine? Okay.
It hit the eastern part of the Gulf, so that West Florida coast, and then just went up.
Okay.
So
yeah,
like
that's true.
Nashville got hit a little
Asheville,
bit.
even, yeah.
So Nashville got hit a little bit, mostly just by the outskirts, and then Asheville, North Carolina, got wrecked.
Wrecked.
And
Absolutely.
like Atlanta, a bunch of people died. They were having to do
Oh,
boat
wow.
rescues out of apartments in downtown Atlanta. I saw the neighborhood I used to live in. The water was like halfway up to my old house door. Like it was rough down there,
Yeah.
and I was in the Louisiana for the one hurricane that didn't hit New Orleans. Like it's incredibly lucky. Like
I'm laughing not because it's funny that people are hurt, but you're absolutely right when you think of it. You're like,
But usually New Orleans, all that just gets slammed,
Well,
and
right
I got
there
real
in the
lucky.
Gulf or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's sucked up, and that's where it goes.
Yeah.
I get worried because I mean I have kids in North Carolina area. So
Oh shit! Are they okay? Like everything?
Yeah, as far as I know, everything is.
That feels
okay,
like a
but-
stupid question because if they weren't okay, you probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
No, his priorities are the podcast. I have a contract
Like,
with him.
yeah, actually, I haven't heard from them in a while, but
Yeah, my kids are somewhere swimming. I think they're swimming up here actually. Right
Press
now.
Podcast comes first.
The show
Actually, as
must
soon as
go
he
on.
leaves here, he's gonna go find him.
Yeah.
You're gonna go full Liam Neeson.
Well,
Kick
I might
that
have
weather's
to.
ass.
I might have to. I don't know.
I got a certain set of skills.
What's this bitch ass hurricane's name?
Yeah,
Helene.
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 Helene. Oh,
It could have been Halai.
Why are they naming them
Then we
after
could have done it
Marvel
Brett.
movies
I
now?
know, it's like weird shit.
weird.
I like it. Next one's gonna be like T'Challa or something.
Yeah,
Hurricane T'Challa.
Yeah.
Hurricane Shuri. Blaming black people all over again.
Oh, motherfucker.
I feel like Hurricane T'Challa would just be a tropical storm because we wouldn't have it nearly as long as we would want to.
Oh,
Well, it would be because only
sorry, we lost King T'Challa. We lost Chadwick Boseman. He's the man. Dude.
it would be because they name the males or tropical storms after males, and they name like the bigger ones after females.
Because
Yeah.
nobody's got any respect for the men.
That's what it is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Women
We just don't respect men.
Well, it's more so women act like they don't get anything. Like
Well, I think I think it's just isn't it just because they
we're
had
bigger.
Hurricane Andrew and that was
There was Hurricane Andrew.
There's men.
is there?
I think
there's
they all,
something like
they
that.
name
Because
it's like a
we're
rotating.
much
They go
more-
between.
Yeah, doesn't it go into like a
It's like
cycle or
A,
something?
B, C, D, and they choose like a male name and then a female name. And a male name. I think it's just
Oh,
No,
okay,
I think
maybe
it's just
I
because
don't
women
know.
are more destructive.
I'm stupid.
It's like, do you want to be a hurricane or do you want to sign up for the selective draft? You have to pick one of the other women. Just kidding.
Everybody who listens to you that likes meteorology is so fucking mad right now.
right?
I know.
They probably are.
They're just yelling at their phones while they're listening.
The good news is that we're used to it because everybody confuses us with the news.
Yeah.
I'm drunk right now. So.
We are,
Yeah, thank you,
right?
man. This is the
Right?
best podcast
I can't talk
ever.
anymore. Why did it get so hot in here?
I don't know. I'm eating the mic.
I'm gonna be calling the Ron's taxi service to take everybody home after this.
Oh shit!
Getting
No, I'm
Uber.
good, I swear.
Look, I still have half of mine left.
Yeah, great. I gotta go
I
to the
didn't
mic.
even have that much.
The next mic's
Don't-
going to be an in memoriam for everybody we lost at this podcast.
Somebody
Can
needs
we
to
do
call Chippewa
Sarah
Falls,
McLachlan?
Wisconsin. Let
Yeah,
them know
yeah.
I'm not going to be there this
Not gonna
weekend.
be there this weekend.
We
Hell
need
yeah.
more drunken podcasts. man.
We tried before.
Have me
remember?
on more.
Yeah, what? Let's just have Dan on all the time.
Remember, we used to bring alcohol to him and
Triple
say that it was our
co-host.
sponsor.
Yeah, just bring a bunch of people. I'm like, if at one point we're going to end up getting a double chair over there and we're going to be able to have one more person, I'm like, there'll be even more chaos in here. It'll be a fucking tropical storm
We're
itself.
having to line the chairs over here.
Yeah. Nate's going to grow out
Get
of
a
his
bunk
room.
bed.
Nate's going to grow out of his room. I'm going to finally knock
Tear
this
out
wall
that
down.
wall.
And then we're done.
We're
Kick
gonna have to
him
get a
out.
standing
He's
desk.
almost 18.
He's 14.
Yeah, close enough.
All right.
I've got a
You sound like a
basement.
Taylor teacher. Sorry. Sorry. Had to say it. You sound like a teacher.
Oh,
Taylor.
no.
The basement of my house has a room that would be perfect for a podcast studio.
hell yeah.
There's just other stuff I have to fix in my house first. Like,
Yeah.
one of my doors has a big ass crack in it, so I have to fix that before it gets cold.
Yeah. Like your front. or
No,
like
the
front, back door?
podcast.
The front door.
The
Oh,
podcast
shit.
is way more important.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
what you spend your
Yeah.
money on. Audio interfaces.
Well, I mean, if somebody invited me to be around more, then
Oh.
That guy.
Huh?
I don't know.
Wait, pause.
Was he blaming him?
Yeah.
Blaming him? Yeah.
wow,
What'd
that
I do
feels
now?
racist.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
got
don't know.
lost.
It's easy to scapegoat you.
Yeah.
Always. Even in our fake fight, bro.
Everybody was blaming you.
I know, bro. Like,
There was
glad
one
you
guy
got
that
rid
was
of that
riding
guy.
hard for you.
I
Yeah.
appreciate those people.
There was one guy that was like mad as hell on your behalf.
Who?
Dude, there's a few of
It was
them. I
Matt
saw.
something or other.
Yeah.
Adams.
Was it Matt?
Matt
yeah.
Adams.
Matt.
Yeah.
I love Matt.
Like, I guess I can't go to the open mic this week.
Yes,
was
I
like,
can't do this
shit.
anymore. Which is so funny because so I ended up messaging him because we started our new thing at shop. I always want to say Shop Outhouse now. See, this is my problem. is like,
ShopOuthouse.com.
No, shut the fuck up.
Press
What?
shop.
Kokomo Press
Sorry.
Shop. So we started Kokomo Press Shop. If you guys haven't heard of it, go check it out. It's a fun little place where you can get stupid merch that we're gonna have more. We're gonna have limited run stuff. Well, we started doing that, and he was the first non-press person to buy a shirt. And so like I messaged him privately, and I was like, "Hey man, thank you so much. Really appreciate you always helping us and showing love." And he was like, "Yeah man, I love you guys. You guys are great." Even Grainger, he thought he was talking to him. He thought he was talking to this fucking guy. So I'm like, yep, even me. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. And I'm like, God damn it. It could have been worse. It could have been
That's
much
how
worse.
you know it's real.
I know. It could have been much worse.
Matt's a real one though.
He really is.
He is.
I
He's cool.
appreciate him.
He's a good guy. I like him. I just wish that, he and I just he wants to. He's such a far lefty, and I know you're a far lefty too. And there's nothing against being a lefty or righty. I'm just more of like a middle person. Like I've always been like libertarian. That's just me. I'm like just leave people alone.
Oh, so you are like
Ambidextrous.
aggressively
No, not aggressive.
anti-age of consent.
Motherfucker. No, what the hell? I didn't go to Taylor. That's this guy. No,
I didn't get
apparently.
touched. Thank
Yeah,
God.
Not yet.
They didn't like black kids.
I
And
wouldn't tell everybody.
You know
Did
what?
Get touched.
The racism outweighed the pedophilia.
Well, I think
did.
if there's not enough black kids, let's not touch them because it'll start a bigger problem.
Yeah,
That's
true.
the thing. And thank God I pulled that lottery ticket.
This
The
is
one
the
time
one
is
time.
great.
One time. I'm glad I was a
one time the
woman.
black card worked out in my favor is I didn't get molested.
Yeah. That time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's a fact.
I mean, sorry.
It feels like you just missed out a little bit because there's a lot going on out there. I mean, there was obviously the guy that got arrested, that the allegations against Chuck Jansen, and then there was another guy that just got hit.
Yeah, the Scott Sullivan. He's
And there's allegations against him as well. I gotta say allegations. 'Cause,
he's the parent girls basketball coach
and groundskeeper.
and groundskeeper. Huh?
No, it's always
a
the groundskeepers.
Willie.
Yeah, groundskeeper
out there
couldn't keep
spreading
his willy up.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. I guess he's one
What
of those
did he
guys.
do?
I guess he's one of those guys that says if there's grass on the field.
He allegedly.
Oh.
Wow.
He must be one of those guys. He must be. I mean, if he's like, hey, I've seen enough grass on the field.
Wow.
He must be the type of guy. No, it's horrible because it's like the allegations are a 14-year-old girl, and like our love and everything we can feel goes out to this girl. Like this is horrible. It's a horrible
Yeah.
situation. But this is a comedy podcast.
Yeah, sometimes
We've
you
gotta
make jokes because things are too horrible to take seriously.
Oh yeah, and when it's like
100% of the time.
problem. It's a constant problem out there. It seems to be like a pattern.
Well, so I made a post on my own page.
Yeah.
That was it's obviously a culture thing there where it's an allowed culture or something like that. As I joke that I thank God I missed that shit, I still feel like horrible for anybody that like was affected, or like touched, or like, and I feel bad because I'm like, man, if you would have just told me, I would have told anybody, hey, like, no, we need to fix this shit because that shit ain't right. But like, it seems like it was allowed, and I've heard that at Taylor, like, there's a lot of people that were looking out for other people in these circles.
Well, yeah, those
like
things
that.
thrive when, like, you've got somebody protecting
I mean,
you.
we all know about the buddy system, and apparently it's the pedo buddy system.
Yeah.
Like that's a real thing, right?
Which is wild to me because, like, I'm not doing a bit, but it is so hard for me to just like find a human that I trust with like my specific trauma, like people who I trust to talk about real shit instead of making a joke about it.
Oh yeah.
And these people are finding people they trust to say, "Hey, I fuck kids."
Yeah.
And then they're
That's
like just
insane.
okay. It's fine.
and the trust is apparently warranted because they're being protected. Well, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
it's wild because there's all right, come here, brother mentality to this, and then you're just like, the fuck, bro.
Also, I really need you to promise on air that you are not going to just clip that just Dan, I fuck kids.
You just made it easier. You made it easier right there.
might clip that one.
Hold on.
Somebody else might do it.
It was a joke. So if we push this button, it means it's a joke.
That's a joke.
I came here in good faith.
I came here in good faith. The next thing I knew,
I think you're right, bro. I don't even want to like tell my own spouse, hey, like I want to fuck you in the ass sometimes, right? Right. She had to force that out of me, and I'm just being real.
It took me a
She's
year
like,
and
hey,
a half
do
to
this.
tell my girl I have a foot fetish, and now I apparently told all your listeners.
yeah.
Hey, we're here.
Send your feet pics to
here.
danwest@gmail.com.
Please don't get me in trouble.
you can like feet.
That's one of the funniest.
We don't kink shame here.
Yeah,
guys.
that's a rule in our.
Yeah, that's a rule.
We don't kink shame, but
Unless
unless
you're
it's
into
illegal.
kids.
Yeah, unless it's
Yeah,
illegal.
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Unless it's
If
stuff
your
that.
kink is
And then
somehow
we'll just
hurting
tell you
other
it's okay.
people,
Yeah.
that's different. And also, if your kink involves you forcing me watching your kink, then I
Yeah.
will shame the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
Well-
like I want people to watch me. No,
No.
I didn't
No.
sign up
No.
for that shit.
No.
We have also went in depth about this. Like, don't involve other people in your kinks.
Yes,
Yeah.
it should all be
Without
consensual.
consent, yeah.
So
Consent's the other thing.
That that brings me up. Wait, Kokomo Press.shop. Buy a Consent Matter shirt.
Yeah.
please.
Go there and buy a Consent Matter shirt right now for Bell. He really. I think
I've
I'm
wanted
gonna.
this since day one.
I'm gonna fix it. I think I'm gonna fix it. There's different colors of everything as well. Like I'm gonna go in there and fix that shirt. I think I'm gonna change it. I think we can make a better one. But
I think so too.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I had a bunch of graphics set up where I was like, I threw them on there like, oh, we have these for now, and just to start it all off. But we're gonna play around with some things and do some limited run things. I know there's a funny bit by Mark Norman about a foot fetish. Have you heard of that foot fetish bit?
I don't know that I have.
It's like something along the lines of, it'd be great if I wish I had a foot fetish, because like you can, like, when people walk in your house, I can't say take off your bra, but I can say take off your shoes. Like, it's hilarious. It's like you can like indulge in your. It's a great bit.
That weirds me out. I don't like feet
At all. You're the opposite.
I am the exact. I don't like feet.
You guys
I
are
don't
the yin and yang
I don't
of
want to
feet right
see
now.
your feet I make.
I'm
it,
neutral about feet.
yeah.
Maybe
I
you
mean,
should take
I'm
the
not-
seat and like
Yeah.
we can do point.
Do I have?
Why would she
Sorry.
do that? That's disrespectful. That's completely disrespectful.
Like, hey, Dan keeps his eyes right fucking
Yeah.
here.
My eyes are up here.
My toenails are down here.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, I've tried to figure out if I have any, like, I don't think I have a fetish. I mean, you have one, obviously, right?
What is that?
White women.
White women.
Oh yeah.
White women's your
No,
fetish.
that's just a cultural thing.
It's just
It
getting
really
back.
is. Look, I told y'all I inherited one of two things from my dad: crack addiction, white women.
Yeah.
You can take your pick.
Luckily, it wasn't
I love
a
you,
crack
Kim.
addiction. Yeah. Technically, they're both
Haven't
a
tried
crack
that yet.
addiction. Technically, they're both a
Yeah.
crack addiction. It's just a different version.
I mean,
One of them is a bigger crack.
yeah.
It's the nicer crack.
Yeah, it is. It
Reminds
is. I
Dan of
was
his
in it last
door.
night.
Reminds Dan of his door sometimes.
It's true. See right through it
Yeah.
on a good day.
Only when it's talking,
child.
though.
Damn.
I did find this hilarious. I did take this hilarious photo that I never posted here from Harvest Fest. Yeah, it's a random condom on
Was
the
that
ground.
the day after? Because
Yeah.
I found the same one. I ran it over.
You ran it over with your
Yeah.
car, or
Yeah.
Oh,
I was trying to unload my stuff, and I was like, why is there a condom right behind my van?
yeah. And you're like, not again. This is
Yeah.
well, no, you guys didn't use a condom, but
Can we use that as a pro-choice ad?
yeah, like pro-choice or
Yeah.
pro.
Let's use that for the next Harvest Fest flyer.
yeah.
Put it on a
Yeah, I
sticker.
think so.
Yeah, just put it on a
Put
sticker.
it on a sticker.
Oh yeah.
That's the funny thing
Put
about
the
Dan
logo,
Alton.
though.
We
Dan
need
Alton has some of the
pins.
craziest.
The
He has
logo.
his nipple on a sticker. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the? Or like
Who?
Dan
Dan
Alton
Alton?
has a button with his nipple on
We
it.
need a button with
Yeah.
that condom on it.
Yeah.
My,
do it.
one of my favorite pieces of merch I ever saw is Kristen Toomey
Yeah.
out of Chicago. She's so
I've heard her
funny.
name.
She has a button that says "You can do whatever I want to me," and I love that button.
I love that.
Well, I guess that's true.
I bought a lot of them.
Yeah. You're like,
And then I handed them out.
you had merch at the Dunkirk show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of stuff on my website that I don't sell at shows just
Yeah.
because.
Plug your website. What's your website?
It's danwestcomedy.com.
Check it out.
But the shirt that I sell at every show is the "If you don't drink, the terrorists win."
I just wanted you to say that because I read the shirt. I think I saw Brockton wearing the shirt too.
Yeah, he was wearing it that night, which I love.
Yeah. That was
And
awesome.
then I've got my koozie that says "Not beer."
Not beer.
And I've only got one left now between Dunkirk and then down in Louisiana. I sold all of them but one.
Hell yeah.
So it was a good time.
That's really why we ended up opening up the shop, because we're like, everybody wants merch. We're eventually going to buy like a bulk of something and start selling them at shows, just because people like to get a souvenir of at shows.
Well, here's what you do. Is your shop through Printify?
Yeah, well, it's through Gelato is what it's
Okay.
through. Yeah.
My stuff's all through Printify, and you can give yourself, like, you can create a coupon code for a 100% discount.
Oh yeah.
And then all I'm paying for is the print through them. And like the print and the shipping is all I pay, and they ship it directly to me.
Hell yeah.
And it's pretty quick. Like that's what I've
Yeah,
been doing.
Gelato has just like you can do like bulk shipping. It's just like kind of their thing.
They've got bulk shipping too.
Yeah.
And I should look into like if it is actually cheaper.
Yeah.
But at the time I'd been drinking, and so I thought I was being brilliant. And I was like, I'm going to make a 100% coupon code.
Yeah.
And then just hope that no one figures out what the code is.
It's just your name. It's password.
Wait.
No, it's his
Now I
social
gotta
security.
fucking change it.
Damn
His social security number.
Oh, shit.
It's like down again.
It's the website name.
Right. The code is danwestcomedy.com for 100% discount on all Dan West merch.
I have some photos from that show of you. I'll fucking pull them up right now. I don't even care. I don't know if they're good, but we'll see.
In some of those, I look skinny.
I was like, it was a fun show. It felt like we were going to prom a little bit.
Yeah.
Getting the people laughing. There you go. That's how you know you're doing a good joke right there. Look at that.
Yeah.
But I tried to get a couple of photos. The guys have all been like, when are you going to get? Oh, look at this guy. He's like, these people are like, wow, did he just say all of these? Like, you got like 3 motherfuckers
like-
reacting like, wow.
Oh, look at that grandma.
Grandma.
No, look at the grandma.
She's
Yeah.
like-
Holy shit.
Yeah, her face is priceless.
I took Grandma home that night.
She was like, I can't tell, but he actually pulled his wiener out at that point.
Yeah, it's just a good time to tell people that if you come to our shows that we do photography and we video them. So
He really is
Yeah.
drunk.
yeah,
He's already gone.
Yeah,
no,
I'm
we had
feeling
a.
this shit.
You want to talk about? Tell what happened. Tell what happened.
Oh, so we just had a recent patron come to our open mic.
Yep.
That asked us to not publish anything that we videoed because she was in it. So I don't know if you're
She
cheating
witness
on your
protection?
spouse or
Either
like,
witness protection or she's cheating.
yeah. I
Who among us isn't one of those?
It's always one of each.
And you know what? If you are in WITSEC, not sorry. I hope the mafia sees this because that's another viewer.
Yeah. They'll share it around.
One viewer. The
Hey,
mafia.
hey, Tommy.
No.
Their
That's not that.
YouTube channel is the Mafia.
I've watched way too much Hulu TV. That is not how the mafia works. The one, and then it tells 2 others, and then it tells 3, and then somebody dies.
Yeah.
Did you just turn watching your podcast into a pyramid scheme where someone dies?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, for the right price.
Pyramid
No
skates.
lemon.
Pyramid skates are fine if you're on top. Pyramid
Yeah.
skates are fine if you're on top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
as
just
long as we're not
imagining-
the ones dying.
Just imagine somebody like, hey, Tony, hey, will you share this to everybody in your contacts? This looks like that bitch we left. We left her somewhere. She's that blonde, curly-headed lady. Somewhere out there. Hey, Mikey, this is exactly what we're talking about.
She said that thing about that
if you're
thing.
gonna have an affair,
Yeah.
like you shouldn't do it. Obviously,
no.
affairs.
Right.
No, just be
But
honest.
If you're
Don't.
no, God,
okay.
no.
Oh, I
If
just
you're gonna
have it.
have an affair, it should be somebody in the witness protection program because they're not telling nobody.
That's
Yeah.
a good call. Yeah.
that is a good
And they're
call.
not going to get mad when you get a motel room under a fake name
See,
and then don't
or
leave all weekend.
You could just have an affair and not go to a public place with cameras everywhere.
Well, that makes
like,
way too much sense.
That one specific room at Chrysler I've heard about.
I mean, there's
so
cameras.
gross.
That's
everywhere
why
in
everybody
Chrysler,
just
yeah.
jizzes on the walls.
I mean,
yeah, you got to do what
where
you
do
got to
we
do.
work?
Yeah, I don't work there. I don't know. I don't work anywhere.
Who?
I
don't even work.
I make puzzles.
Yeah, he works at the puzzle factory. That's what he does.
I had a buddy that worked over there. I drove him
Not
to work
that one.
once.
Not that
Oh,
one.
down in Tipton?
It's a different one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The name of his bar, Puzzles, because that's the puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an old How I Met Your Mother joke. Yeah. How I Met Your Mother. See, you guys watch fucking Gilmore Girls, but not How I Met Your Mother. What the hell?
I watched it, but I wasn't wild about it.
Yeah, you didn't like it? Like the format or something?
So, How I Met Your Mother was like The Office for me, where there are moments that are super, super funny.
Yeah.
But overall, I wasn't. It wasn't for me.
So we're gonna have him cut this. He said something bad about The Office, so we're gonna go ahead and delete this episode. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I love
Parks
The
and
Office.
Rec is better.
Oh, fucking no, it isn't. Which season? Yeah, I mean, watch the first
all of
couple.
them except for the first one.
The first season is horrible.
The first season, that's why it was only 6 episodes,
Yeah.
because they were like, there's too much time with Mark Brandanowitz, who I only recently learned wasn't Mark Norman.
Yeah, they does look a lot like him.
Looks a lot
they
like
do.
him.
No, I mean, I think that's actually, they share that in common. The first season of The Office and the first season of Parks and Recreation, neither one of them knew what the hell they were doing.
Yeah,
like
because
you could
Parks
just
and Rec
tell.
was trying to be The Office at first.
Parks and Rec I liked, but I think they benefited from, they actually had real star quality, whereas The Office seems more like a real show. Like it's like it. Okay, so one of them seems like a real mockumentary, like based off of a real place, and the other one seems like just put on.
Yeah,
you know?
because The Office is 8 seasons of us. We're supposed to believe that it's not creepy that Jim sexually harassed Pam into marrying him and then bullies
Hell
the
yeah.
autistic guy for 8 seasons.
Yeah, which was even better. That's why I like it. What are you talking about? Dwight Schrute has no redeeming quality. He has a couple, I guess.
He's
but
a
I mean,
good farmer.
Yeah, that's about it. Mr. Schrute and the Beats.
Yeah.
And he's not
Yeah.
a coward. He pulled out a gun in the office.
Yeah, he did. He's an honest motherfucker, actually.
He maced somebody too.
He's a real one.
Yeah, he really is a real
You know what?
one. He may
You
be
know
on the
where you
wrong
stand
side,
with
but-
Dwight.
Yeah.
And there's something to be respected about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
why I
unless you're
hang
trying
out
to
with the
fuck Angela.
autistic people.
This is why I hang
Look at
out with
me.
racists.
I don't think I'm autistic. I think I'm OCD. That's what I am.
It's a spectrum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have that TV show. I have Spectrum.
What's on the spectrum?
No, I have Spectrum, the
Yeah.
TV service.
Oh, I didn't know that was TV service.
Yeah, Spectrum. You ever heard of that?
Took a real veer into ableism, and I'm really
got to.
excited for all of this to get cut out.
Exciting things are happening at the Kokomo Press. Yeah, very exciting things. Not only are we bringing you comedy shows, an open mic once a week, skits, videos, funny jokes on our page, and satire news stories, but now you can support us by going to kokomopress.shop. It's that simple. You go to kokomopress.shop, you find a t-shirt, you find a hat, maybe in the future some stickers and some posters. You go on there, you buy one of those from us, and percentage of the proceeds will go to us and help support what we do. We appreciate every person who just likes, subscribes, does all that. But if you go to kokomopress.shop and you buy something, we'll know who you are. You send us a photo of it. We will post it on our page and shout it out. Thank you so much. Go to kokomopress.shop, buy all your shirts and hats needs, and support the Kokomo Press. Thank you guys so much. kokomopress.shop. Yeah.
No, we don't
we don't
cut
cut
I do
anything.
that. Actually.
Listen, here's the thing about getting canceled. It's the best thing that can happen for your career.
Oh my God.
Ask Shane Gillis, ask Louis C.K., and ask anybody.
Well,
you
shit,
always end
no,
up working out.
Don't ask Ellen DeGeneres.
Early this year,
She's doing all right.
someone went hard trying to cancel me.
Oh, yeah?
And that's how I know cancel culture is not real, because what she was saying, like, if anyone had believed her, should have shut me down for a minute.
Yeah.
The Great Gatsby joke that I have.
Yeah.
That is based on a true story, and the first time I ever told that story, it was much more acutely obvious about this person.
Yeah.
And she took that very, very badly.
Oh.
And the problem is,
She's probably cheating.
Because she never watched the movie.
Yeah.
no, yeah,
Yeah.
yes to what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Sounds
like
about right.
the problem is, there was some DV shit going on in her household that apparently nobody knew about. But when she was mad at me for making fun of the wedding theme, she decided that meant that I supported domestic violence. And she threw that out there, and a bunch of her friends commented and were like, "This is terrible. Dan West is a huge piece of shit." And like,
She only had 3 friends, so it didn't go anywhere.
no, like a lot of people saw it, and thankfully, 95% of people that saw it were like, "This joke isn't about domestic violence
At all."
And
Yeah.
you also admitted that nobody knew that there was any of this going on. So like the attack you're levying at Dan,
What?
Yeah.
like it's a no. So the worst thing that happened was I lost 6 Facebook friends. Like that was it.
Yeah.
And so for a male comedian to get accused of supporting domestic violence and all that happens is losing some Facebook friends, cancel culture ain't real.
Yeah. I think it's real for people at our level. I've seen you do that.
Yeah.
You did a joke on stage about that. I remember at one point when we were down in the comedy den, as we call it now.
Coming back.
Comedy den. We're gonna be back soon. But when you did that joke, in my head, I kept thinking like, yeah, you're absolutely right. Comedy, like cancel culture, doesn't exist for people unless you have a job that you can get fired at.
Yeah.
Like it's funny because they're like, well, did you see what happened with X? Did you see what happened with X? And I'm like, yeah, but they don't have jobs you can get fired at.
But it's still just consequences.
Yeah.
Like it's almost never you said something I didn't like and now you don't get to work anymore.
Yeah.
There have been some cases of it, obviously.
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, he said something pretty bad, but I mean, at the same time, he did say something people didn't like, and then he lost his entire company. That's the crazy thing. InfoWars is
I
gone.
wish that I could buy
Kanye West is
the backing board.
Yeah.
I would put that in my office at work.
She's like, hey, it's me. It's Dan West here, hanging out.
Dan West here. Here's how we're going to optimize some targeting on this campaign. Optimize the targeting, which obviously didn't happen in the other place
never happened
because it was
before.
fake.
It was not real. The kids are coming. The kids are Sandy Hook.
They're making the interns gay.
Yeah. They're making the interns gay. That's true.
Alex Jones is just such an irredeemable piece of shit. Like,
I don't know. I love him so much because of the character I love so much.
But here's
like
the
Mr.
thing.
McMahon. It's the same concept. Like I like the character, but the person probably sucks really bad.
The person sucks.
Yeah.
Just look at Alex Jones, Vince McMahon, Tucker Carlson. These are people who say horrible things, and when they get called out on it, it's just. But then, as soon as you walk away from calling them out, it's like, but seriously, guys, like,
Let's get back to it.
we mean it. Like, they really are turning them frogs gay. Like, they hide behind like satire. They hide behind humor or performance art.
Are you talking about me? I'm just kidding.
Cancel Brian West.
Yeah, let's cancel Brian West. That's the one.
Like they hide behind the idea that no one would ever believe this.
Yeah.
And then they just wink at their own people and be like, but like, we all know it's true. Like, fucking Tucker Carlson's texts about Donald Trump supporters where he dogged them.
Yeah.
And he still gets millions of views on his account on Twitter. Like, it just...
shouldn't that just shouldn't that make you like him more, though? Just kidding.
It makes... I respect the hustle.
Yeah, the grift is the grift. Like, people will always find the grift.
I have thought about grifting so many times.
Yeah.
Looking like this, being ex-military, my angry tone of voice, like,
just don't tread on me flag behind you, and then you'd fucking kill on YouTube or TikTok or something.
Just a little bit of a Southern accent, not full on, like not full Larry the Cable Guy, but I have thought about leaning into that. You could do it even better.
Oh, yeah, that's
you
the first thing I
as a
thought.
black Republican,
No,
you would
it's
do
over.
so well.
Bro, I don't want to be Mark Robinson. He has enough problems right now. Like,
That was
I
a
haven't
good
been in
topical
any,
reference. I would go with Candace Owens.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you heard about the shit Mark Robinson did?
It's pretty bad.
It's really bad, bro.
What's the dude that I can't remember his name? He just got in trouble for like trying to hit on a girl, and he's a left wing guy.
Dan West.
Yeah, Dan West. I can't remember his name, but he did the debate with Jordan Peterson and the dude from England. The fucking not the. God damn, I'm not going to remember it because my brain doesn't work like that. But he did you're just a bitter old white man. Like, he did that thing. Michael Eric Dyson.
When you did that accent, I thought you were talking about like Leslie Jordan, and I'm like, no, that man was
Jones.
a national treasure.
It was Leslie Jones,
that tiny little Southern gay man. He was delightful. He voiced little Gideon on Gravity Falls.
Yeah. No, but it's Michael Eric Dyson, I think his name is. He literally, like, I guess he sent a DM to a girl and was hitting on her, and like it got pulled out because like it was like a weird situation, and then he like kept denying it. Like, I did not hit on her, but there was like, you could see the message, like it's right there.
There's a whole lot to being honest. I don't know.
And that's really what I mean. It really comes down to that. It's like, you can grift all you want, but the being honest aspect of doing anything, it just like, at the end of the day, if you're being true to yourself and you're being honest about who you are as a person and you're just portraying that to the public, you're not going to get caught up in this shit, because eventually they'll be like, oh, well, he said he was always this way, so it's fine. But if you're doing this game where you're like, I am a perfect angel who never does anything wrong, and then you get caught up, that's
well, I think being honest would have like stopped a lot of people from like problems.
Yeah.
It's not like, if R. Kelly would have had people been around him just to be like, hey, Robert, it's okay if you want people to pee on you or you to pee on them. Just
Make
don't
sure
make it
they're of age.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not even just that. There is a tribe for everyone.
Yeah. Well, we've learned.
Yeah. Like, so even R. Kelly could have found people that were into what he was doing. But for him, it was about the control and the domination and like the horrible shit. But like, he could have found actual consenting, not minors or brainwashed people.
Yeah.
And there's a tribe for everybody. There are always people that will support the Sucker Punch is one of the worst movies ever made, and there are people that are big fans. Like, there is something for everyone, and there's gonna be at least a few people that support it. So the honesty thing is real. Just say what you're into and let the consenting people come find you.
exactly.
If I said what I was into, Matt would leave me.
Well, then Matt's not the one for you. It seems like it should be
just put it out there.
One of the other myriad people in Kokomo that don't care you got a man. There's a lot of those in Kokomo.
I'm just thinking if Chuck Jansen would have been honest, man, I would have done that willingly. I was poor.
Well, you were still underage, so
I mean later on.
I think it's always control issue with these people. It's always something to do with control.
Absolutely.
If you notice it, it's always like in Robert Kelly's situation specifically, it has to do with the fact that he can't read. So because of that, he feels like inadequate, and because he's inadequate, he feels like the only way he controls
has to dominate
you
people.
because they're smart, because they can just read you're a piece of shit. Okay, I can leave. Like
that seems like an extreme.
They can read where the exit sign
They can read where they go.
That seems like an extreme when run spot run is a thing. Like
and then you graduate to everybody poops, and then you got most of the words you need.
Yeah, everybody else around us is doing this thing.
He got tripped up at Green Eggs and Ham, I think.
Green Eggs and Ham he didn't like because it has the phrase "I do not like that."
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute, we don't.
Yeah.
I don't kink shame.
Yeah.
Step in the name of love. Step in the name.
Why didn't you sing that at karaoke, man?
I know, dude. I would have done that one too.
You were so good.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
God, don't do it.
The two songs that I heard, I enjoyed.
She won't let me. She won't let. See, she's not allowed to let me have a big head. You know what I mean? I barely. Which
Sing
one?
something.
Not right now. What the fuck? You tell me a joke.
You singing.
Yeah. Hey.
Hey.
I control the board, motherfucker. No. Like honestly, I think you did Friends in Low Places, right? That was really good too.
Yeah. I usually let at this point Ryan pick what songs I do.
Yeah. Ryan Handy, which is something he'll give you in the bathroom for a couple $.
I certainly hope so. Oh, damn it was a joke.
I know, right?
I let him pick stuff unless there's something specific that I want to do. And he accurately. I've not done Friends in Low Places in years.
Yeah,
but he knew I'd be good at it, and he knew that was the energy the crowd wanted. So
you have that bass in your voice, that good like bass vibrato that I feel like it worked really well for that song.
And those drunk people wanted to hear that song.
Bro, I don't know if you noticed, but most of the songs that were that night that I heard people doing were all like anthems that people love. So when he picked that one, I was like, oh, that's right on brand. Like,
that's why I did She Hates Me by Puddle of Mud.
I almost wore my Hannah Montana shirt, but it was too faded.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
I'm not mad, but I am disappointed.
But I did find another one, and it's her holding a giant blunt, and it says Hannah Montana on it.
Yeah.
And that's the one I want next.
Wear it on Thursday.
I will.
Hopped off the plane at LAX with my dreams in my cardigan.
I love that song.
Welcome
I love
to
Hannah
the land
Montana.
of fame excess. Am I gonna fit
See,
in?
if I had a walkout
Beautiful.
song, it would also be that.
Yeah.
I do
Except
that
I don't
one.
do comedy.
Why?
Because I'm scared.
She's stage fright girl.
Here's the thing. What I want you to do, I've said this to a lot of people that whether they're thinking about comedy or it's their first open mic or whenever, when they're feeling nervous, what I want you to do is think about the worst thing you've ever dealt with.
Okay.
You have already beaten that.
Yeah.
The worst thing that's going to happen on stage is people don't laugh.
Yeah.
And while that doesn't feel good, you've beaten worse than that.
Yeah.
See, I like being the center of attention in small groups, but if there's a large group, I'm like, this is
Well, then
too
go to the
much.
open mic.
Yeah.
I could go to the
Motherfucker.
or
God damn it.
no,
You just hit us
I
right
would
in the
go
dick
to
real
the
quick.
open mic.
Yeah, go ahead.
I cannot say anything about any other local comedians.
She's trying to bait you right now, not in a good way. Check out the open mic at Cooper's Pub every Thursday. The doors open at 7 p.m. and if you have an 8 p.m. start when the comedy starts, it's free to go in. We've been doing it outside on the patio at 113 East Sycamore Street in downtown Kokomo. Cooper's Pub.
But
in the
to be
former
fair-
Laugh House Comedy Club.
Yeah, it's downstairs. Yeah. The upstairs was Laugh House. Downstairs was the
I met
the cellar.
We had a cigar bar briefly.
Yeah.
Who did I
open.
meet there?
Yeah.
That fucking dude that was in Malibu's Most Wanted.
Jamie Kennedy.
I met him there. He was the stinkiest guy I've ever met in my life.
The night when his final
he was
night of
so
shows.
smelly.
His final night of shows there, he kept trying to walk behind my bar. Like I was
Were you working there?
I managed that club.
Okay.
And I was trying to bartend. He kept trying to walk behind the bar, and then he got really, really mad that the rum chata was gone. And I was like, dude,
Nobody drinks rum chata.
what are you doing? We had one bottle, and it lasted for 3 months.
Yeah.
Like this is not that kind of place.
Yeah.
It just Jamie Kennedy was the peak kind of human who thinks he's more famous than he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That makes sense.
He's
Like-
big time in everybody.
He sent one of my servers, he sent them over to Cook McDougal's to get him food. First to get him a menu, then
Somebody's phone.
Is it mine?
Probably.
then to get him food, and then he didn't pay for his food.
Oh my
What?
fucking god.
And he said to me and to the club owner, like, oh, well, you guys told me that my meals were free. Your meal's here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
we have
Meals
food
haven't
here.
been the
No, I literally just ordered. I'm in the next city. Like, you guys are paying for that, right?
And then we were going to give him a ride to the airport the next day.
Yeah.
And what he said he wanted was his flight took off at 6, so he needed to be down there at 4. Cool, no problem.
Yeah.
Then he said, my manager's flight isn't until noon, so bring him here around 10. No.
Yeah, yeah. What are we
We're
doing?
bringing both of you at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. You're not gonna.
And then
get
y'all
two.
figure that shit out. Like, he tried to big dog, and like
That's hilarious.
the best experience we ever had was when Steve-O was here.
Yeah.
Steve-O's about to be here again. He's about
is
to be in Indy.
The nicest human being.
Is he?
Like, just the nicest celebrity I've ever met. First off, we accidentally, I say we because I'm not going to throw the other guy under the bus.
Yeah.
Accidentally gave him alcoholic Bloody Mary mix. He asked for a shot of Bloody Mary mix just to take a sip, and he's been sober for 6 years at this point.
Oh shit.
He takes the sip, realizes there's booze, spits it out. He's pissed. He bails. The guy that gave it to him was terrified, and like the owner of the club was like, look, dude, if you fuck us on this, like, we have to fire you because
Yeah.
you just cost us so much money. Steve-O comes in the next day, apologizes to us,
Oh god.
says, hey, so I talked to my sponsor. He said it was an accident. Accidents happen. I freaked out because it was my first slip. Like, nobody needs to get in trouble. Like, just really sorry. And then at every one of his shows, he takes pictures with every single person, and he does it with his own camera. He says, look, I've been doing this a long time. I'm really good at it. I'm going to take the picture. I'm going to put it on my website. You go look. You can download the pictures that way.
Hell yeah.
And then he said, if anybody comes in here and tries to charge you for pictures, you look them in the eye and you tell them Steve-O said, go fuck yourself. And then 5 months later, Dustin Diamond came to town.
Oh god.
And this
Rest
is
in
not,
peace. Rest
this
in
is
peace.
not speaking ill of the dead. This is just saying something that happened.
Yeah, yeah.
He charged for pictures. And I watched someone say, Steve-O says, go fuck yourself. It was
At
so
least they
good.
said it.
Oh, yeah. It
So
was
you had
great.
you had the proper Jamie Kennedy experience. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy was fucking something, man.
That's hilarious. Steve-O always seemed like a pretty good guy when you
Well,
see like
didn't
he's
he do
wild.
that interview? You drove around the town with the mayor when he came in too,
Yeah, with Steve Carell, yeah.
with Steve
Or ex-mayor
Carell.
Steve Carell, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks exactly like Steve Carell. I don't care what anybody says. From the outfit.
He climbed the mantis.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw. Yes.
And then kids got arrested the next day for climbing the mantis.
Which is hilarious.
Yes.
It's like, no, you can't let one person do it.
Steve-O did it. I want to do it, but you can't.
Yeah.
You're not Steve-O.
He was a real jackass about it, too.
You hit that button.
All right. I know which one you meant. I knew which one you meant. No, I mean, the crazy thing is that was a nice little run. I mean, obviously, there's a whole story behind everything with that.
Yeah.
But I know as far as like when it happened, it was like a cool thing to come to Kokomo. The fact that,
Yes.
and I think people here love comedy, which is what kind of, it's kind of what brought everybody here together a little bit. I mean, Cortni, we're trying to
I
we're still
signed
trying to
up
get
for
her
a
on.
Facebook page. I did not know I was going to have to be on stage. I signed up to be funny on the internet, not in person.
Well, we did the roast of Brian West,
We're
and she
expanding.
was really funny. She wrote really good
Were you there?
jokes.
I
You
was
weren't
not. I was
there.
out of town.
Yeah, yeah.
I did stuff.
Yeah. It did,
Yeah.
and she went well. If she would just work on her stage, I bet she would do well. Honestly,
I have a whole
writing-wise.
list of things that I need to write jokes about, but I just haven't wrote them.
Have you guys thought about doing, like, I know we already said, like, your Thursdays are packed with stuff, but, like,
Yeah,
doing a writer's workshop or anything?
Yeah, it's something we had a conversation with a while back because I mean, Jackie said it's something we could do. The bar's closed on Sundays. We thought about doing something on Sundays, just because like we could get people out there on a Sunday, and it's kind of low pressure and wouldn't be like, oh, we need to make $1 trillion tonight and make sure we're pushing shit. And then of course, once we get the basement back open and everything, that's when I think we'll have a little bit more free reign because we can just go down there and do our thing whenever we want. So we could turn it into any day, like an early, or maybe do like a 6 to 7 or something, and then shut it down because we can set things up easier. Because right now what we're doing is we have to bring everything up from the basement
Right.
to the patio and then take it back down every day. That's not what we wanted to do initially. It wasn't what the initial thing decided. We knew we were going to do the patio at some point because we were like, how can you not?
The patio is perfect.
It's so cool.
Yeah,
It's a great
it's so
space.
nice.
Yeah, every
Until it gets gross.
or every motorcycle or every fucking, that's the only thing that drives me crazy. Somebody gets in which this isn't an invitation, so don't take it as that. But if you're in the parking garage and then you want to like, people do that. I'm like, really? Like, what we're doing.
Nobody thinks you're cool when
Not
you do
at
that.
all. No.
No.
Typically, I'm just like, oh, somebody's got a small
Oh,
dick.
shit. There's a Cybertruck in Kokomo.
Oh, shit.
I saw a Cybertruck. It's for a business. I don't remember what the business was.
Hell
But
yeah.
the person driving it got really mad at me because I rolled my window down and pointed and laughed. How do they look worse in person?
They do. We went to Indy for my daughters wanted to go to Indy to go eat at the
For their birthday.
Cheesecake Factory for
Right?
their birthday. Yeah. And there we drove through the Tesla lot, and they're like obsessed with Teslas because they're
Children.
yeah. And they're
They've never
like,
driven.
oh my god, look at all the trucks. They look. I'm like, this looks so dumb.
They look like
They look
Nintendo
like-
64 pre-rendering.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
look terrible.
They do.
We're talking about a generation that loves Minecraft.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So
That is a good
Yeah.
point.
He has his pulse on
It looks like a Roblox car.
Elon has his pulse on the thoughts of every children except for his own. So
Yeah.
All right, I'm done with that.
That wasn't even a joke.
I know.
No, it's just a truth
you didn't even have to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, poor
Who's
X.
hypocrisy now?
Yeah. Hypocrisy Jones. Hypocrisy Jones.
What time is it?
It's time for you to get a watch. Got it. Do you need to be somewhere
Who has
No,
watches?
I just have to pee, and I'm about to pull a Brian.
already?
Yeah, you made me drink.
I didn't make
didn't-
it.
nobody
Listen,
made you do
okay.
shit.
See,
Somebody's
Guys,
like this
shoved
big,
it
bro.
you
down
cannot
my
be on a
throat.
podcast with
Whatever.
three guys and say you guys made me drink, and that's not an okay statement.
Who put the roofies
Everybody
in my
got
drink?
real defensive.
I know. I'm like, Jesus
As soon
Christ.
as I said that, everybody was mad at me.
Yeah.
Can you just make sure? Don't blame me because I'm the darkest.
Well,
one
fuck
in
you. I'm
here.
gonna
Also,
drink
don't
more
blame
than-
me.
She's drinking
because
more.
there's
She's drinking
somebody
more.
that Says.
She's drinking more, guys.
Look
Okay.
what you did. Look what you did.
Look what you guys are doing to me.
Also,
Look what we're doing to her right now.
Because
Everybody-
I'm not going to make you drink alone. You poured so much for yourself.
I don't. Here.
She may have a problem.
Jordan, did you give me your cup?
No.
Oh, god damn it.
No, I was cheersing you.
Shit.
Listen, we're all grown-ups here. You made a grown-up decision.
Listen, it can go back in the bottle. We'll be all right. I do have a couple of topics I want to bring up before we get too into other things. First off, we want to talk
Before
about.
we get too into other things.
We're going to talk about
He
Hall of
said-
Fame NFL
what is
quarterback
it you
Brett
said?
Favre announced he has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. Do we care?
No, that's God getting him back for stealing from poor people.
That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. I was also thinking karma. Karma's a bitch. He should have known better. Speaking of that, here's Jojo in her new outfit. This caused quite a scene on the internet. What do you think about
I love
this?
her sparkly penis.
Nice penis.
Sparkly penis and hairy, sparkly chest. Is it hairy?
That entire
That's her
outfit.
hair. I have
I like
that.
her glasses.
Yeah, her glasses look nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
the boots
I like
look
the
cool.
font at the top.
This whole shit looks illegal.
Her shoes. Yeah, I don't feel like I should see this.
No,
I
no.
understand.
I feel like I should be a Taylor administrator watching this.
Yeah. God dang it.
I
My daughter
understand.
still. I still have JoJo bows in my cabinet. Like,
Yeah.
As someone who is a Hannah Montana super fan,
Yeah.
I look at Jojo Siwa and go, you know what? Tone it the fuck down. Like,
Yeah.
You chill.
exactly.
Chill the fuck out, bro.
She tried saying that she's the only person in this generation who's done this like outlandish.
Oh no, she said she invented gay
yeah.
pop.
Yeah,
I
and I'm like,
know.
Elton
I'm
John
like,
exists,
have you-
Freddie
and then she
Mercury
said something
exists.
She said that she's taking it off of JoJo Siwa and Hannah and Miley Cyrus, and I'm like, bitch, you ain't nothing close to Miley.
You keep
Get out
her
of
name
here.
out your fucking
Right.
mouth. Get Will Smith.
Don't you
Yeah.
fucking
Get Will
talk
Smith.
about my girl.
Get Will Smith. He shows up and just smacks that shit out of her.
Keep Miley Cyrus's name out your fucking mouth.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
We're gonna be the new.
Oh, here's another one. I forgot about this one. Did you guys see that Mozart's dropping after 233 years?
Oh shit!
Oh shit.
Got a whole new.
Who's he beefing with?
He's beefing with everybody, but a previously an unknown composition by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, likely written during his early teenage years, has been uncovered at a German library. I'm surprised it survived, for obvious reasons. The piece
it's
dating.
They found it in the women's basketball league locker room
Oh, yeah, so nobody ever
because
goes
nobody
in
had
there.
been in there.
Yeah.
God damn it! Here we go. Here
Wow,
we
I
go.
didn't realize you had a misogynist on
I know,
your
right?
podcast.
I
Yeah,
hate
yeah.
women. Fuck
Yeah,
them.
and she doesn't even rub my shoulders very well. She's a misogynist. That's always something I think
I'm
of
not
when
a
somebody says
masseuse.
misogynist. I always think misogynist. It's
If you
You
find a
would.
good misogynist, send him my
yeah,
way.
exactly. I'm gonna throw that bit to Jacob Harder because he has those wordplay
Jacob
bits.
does do really solid wordplay.
Yeah. It was a good one, man. I really enjoyed doing the show at Dunkirk. I don't want to sound. This isn't crazy, but you say you're going to Dunkirk, Indiana. You walk in there, you're not sure what you're going to get. And I
No,
was like,
God,
it was
no.
a full room.
So when you do the joke about Dunkirk, what is the joke?
God damn! I got to explain a joke to you now.
Yes.
This is.
She's just a
What's the
babe.
movie?
Yeah, why do I? There's a movie called Dunkirk. It's about World War II, I think. In the beginning of it, it's about like a boat. I think that I never watched
Okay.
the movie, but I knew the reference. So
Okay.
like my joke was like, I'm here, Dunkirk, Indiana. Oh, it looks nothing
You,
like the movie.
you kept
And then-
saying it, and I was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I told you no one else understood that.
No.
No, tell me,
Because
I
we were
legitimately
from
got a
there.
big laugh.
He
from
got
that.
a big laugh.
That's
And then I was
it.
able.
It was white people.
I was able.
Reese's.
God damn. That's all there is at these shows. But I also was able to relate it to Kokomo, and I'm like, don't worry, I'm from Kokomo. It's nothing like the song. So it's like you can play both.
Is it
Aruba,
a song or a
Jamaica.
movie?
I'm happy
She's-
you did that joke there.
She is drunk.
You've had way
you-
too many breakfast shots already.
I am so breakfast.
No, I
I'm
said
sorry, what?
Kokomo. I'm so breakfast. Okay,
Oh,
Courtney, let's get
honey.
your take on this. They're doing a Passion of the Christ too.
That's
It's in
gonna
production.
suck.
Yeah, what do you think's going to happen?
It'll be the book of
I bet
Mormon.
I bet he comes back to life.
You bet he comes back finally? He comes back, he runs for president, and he wins in 2012. Or 2000, what was
What
when
happened
was
at
it?
the end
2020.
of the Passion of the Christ
2020,
first one? Did he
28.
die?
It's Donald Trump. That's the joke. Yeah, he
Yeah,
definitely
'cause
died.
it's the Bible.
Did he die?
Listen. Where did it end?
This is
Did
so
it
off the
end?
rails.
He died on a
Did it
cross for
end-
your sins, Courtney. Don't
Did
you know
it
the
end
story?
at Easter or was it after Easter?
Yeah.
Did he come back to life?
It ended
yet?
on Good Friday.
Yeah,
Like,
it ended
the Passion
That shit happened
specifically.
in July.
The Passion specifically was like
I
when
need the timeline of what holiday he
like
ended
when he
at.
was being tormented, like walking with the crown of thorns and all. Like that was the and that's how you know language has changed because that doesn't seem like Poison Ivy 2 starring Jamie Presley, which was very passionate. Is
Yeah.
what awakened me. So like the Passion is just like the torture and the execution.
Yeah.
So this is after he comes back.
Jesus Boogaloo. Yes.
It'd be hilarious. It'd be hilarious if
Zombie
like
Jesus.
they did stop in the middle and they're like to be continued and they waited like 25, 30 years to try.
Like the only thing I
Passion
can
of the
think of is that
Christ
it's
2,
the Book of
Zombie
Mormon
Jesus.
because the Mormons believe that when he was resurrected, like then he went to America.
Yeah, I was hanging out.
I'm an excommunicated Mormon.
It's gonna be Jesus Does America.
Hey, Jesus. I am TP or whatever. Fucking, he's gonna fucking do the whole thing.
I am an excommunicated Mormon.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
I
that's even
was a
better.
Mormon. They kicked me out for drinking, smoking, tattoos, drugs,
Oh,
and
they
premarital
kicked you
sex.
out for not being Mormon.
That's a pretty good way to look at it. Yeah.
Many of the things. Just
No, like I tried to
fuck it.
repent, and they were like, "You seems like you're pretty far gone."
See what you didn't do was you didn't do Catholicism where you just say I wanted to be forgiven and then you're forgiven.
Look, I
They-
said my
You
bad.
fucked up.
They
Or-
found out he's a quarter black, so
Yeah.
and they were like, "Nah, man,
Yeah.
we don't
I
fuck with
found
it."
my grandma did her DNA thing and she was 1% Mexican, so technically my kids are not just half.
Okay.
No, they're 50.1%.
1%.
Yeah.
I have
I'm
some
not great at
Mexican in
math,
me.
but I still know it's mostly
Hold
half.
on. So you're telling me you take like a 23andMe and it just says Mexican? I think that would probably
Yes.
say like indigenous American, like or
No,
like
it doesn't.
Like,
Spanish.
it
It
says like
doesn't-
the country and region that your
Yeah, it said
bloodline is
Mexico.
from.
My
But
grandma
Mexico
said-
didn't
it said
exist,
Spanish.
right? It
She
wouldn't
was
be
1%.
Mexico.
It was like 1% Spanish.
Okay.
My grandma
Well, that's
also
Spain.
got reparations
Spain.
for like being indigenous.
Well, we know that she's. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's where she was indigenous to
Yeah.
America. She was like techno.
Hey.
Motherfucker.
Give that back. Give that back.
God damn it, I got you.
Got her.
Hold on.
For the people listening to this audio medium, Hypocrisy Jones has
And he drank it.
abducted the alcohol from Courtney because
And he drank it.
don't
he
need a cup.
believes, not entirely inaccurately, that
Oh,
she's
God.
had enough.
Oh well,
Well,
Listen, Matt, we're sorry.
Yeah, we were so- Matt,
when
yeah.
you listen to this, we're sorry for what you've already had to deal with.
this is a post apology for what you're dealing with right now.
Man.
It's to her. Actually, I'm sorry for her entire family because she's going to this dinner in memorandum of her grandmother tonight.
Mima, love you.
Yeah.
It's my mama's birthday last weekend.
Her Mexican grandma's birthday.
My Mexican.
Abuelita.
1% Mexican.
Abuela.
My Momo.
Yeah, Momo. Oh, that's isn't that
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 makes me want
scary.
to take another shot.
That's what my-
I'm not going
That's
That's what my
the
kids
flying
call their
lemur for
grandma.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I'm thinking the Momo is that crazy girl that was like they did the
It
scary
is.
thing. Momo.
But,
I like
Alex's
Momo better.
I
mom-
remember that.
My kids called their grandma Momo.
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 We spell it M-O-M-O, but it's Momo.
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 That's
My
the most
grandma
Mexican
was
thing they could
Mama.
call her for sure. Momo.
My grandma was Mama,
Yeah.
but I spelled it M-A-M-A.
I always think it's weird that they have to have their own version of grandma. Like everybody needs their own version.
Well,
of
I call my
grandma.
aunt Nana,
Yeah.
You should
which
just
is
did what my
everybody's
grandparents
like,
did.
that's weird.
Is that what
and
your
I'm like,
grandparents
that's
did?
normal.
No, they just weren't there. So I didn't call them anything.
Your grandma raised you.
That one, but that's just grandma.
See, my other grandma, my grandma on my dad's side was grandma.
Yeah.
And I had grandma and grandpa.
My dad's parents, his dad, when I was a kid, I called him Poppy.
Yeah.
And a couple years back, I realized that I was actually very grateful that I kind of lost contact with that side of the family when I was 15, because I'm 39 now. I can't just be calling someone Poppy.
My
Just imagine you being like, "Hey, what's up, puppy? How you doing?"
my dad used to sing.
Why'd you make it weirder?
I have Matt in Messenger as Papa.
I'm done with you. My name was some other girl's name for the
Yours-
longest time.
Like, Daddy
Yours
is
was-
sexy,
you
but
were
Papa
Crystal.
is...
Crystal.
I was Crystal.
Because Alex wouldn't let me talk to him.
Yeah.
So I put him in my phone as Crystal, and it was a friend from work. So I had a Crystal from work that I talked to
Yeah.
all the time, and then I had him
Well,
who
the-
messaged me all the time.
The problem was she couldn't put me in as Domino's anymore because Domino's kept saying, "What you doing?"
yeah.
Yeah.
Domino's
Yeah,
kept saying,
yeah.
"Are you
Why
home?"
is Domino's
Yeah.
texting you?
right.
It's a new service for preferred customers.
You have a great delivery guy, dude. He delivers every time.
Wow.
Does this
He
come
comes
with
over
insulin
all
later?
the time.
No, this is just the gym, spelled
Yeah.
J-I-M.
That gym. Planet Fitness.
Matt was just like, "You can change it back to Jordan now. I know who Crystal is." And I'm like, "Okay."
But now she can't ever find me when she goes to look me up. 'Cause
I
she's
couldn't
looking for
look him up. I
Crystal.
look for Crystal, and
So
I'm
now,
like,
like,
"Oh,
oh, wow.
shit."
Just becomes a problem, man. It's just a problem. I do
It's
want to.
really exciting seeing, like, now
Yeah.
how this is eventually going to go so badly. Like, right now, everything's fine. Because, like, haha, we're joking about it. But, like, and you'll recover
Matt's
from
gonna
it.
watch the podcast, and he's
You'll
gonna be like, "What
recover
the?"
from it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
at some point, it is going to get real bad.
Oh man.
And I'll be here for both of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Mostly
no.
Crystal.
See, the thing is,
Crystal over
everybody
here.
knows. It's fine.
Yeah, my
Nothing's
last
coming
name's
back.
Lake. I'm related to
Crystal.
Martha. Crystal
And
Lake.
Ricky.
Yeah.
Crystal Lake. That's a
You were,
Friday the 13th reference, right?
you killed
Am I
it.
crazy?
Yeah.
I used to play the
We had
game. I
trivia
never watched the
questions
movie.
about that.
I want to play the new Silent Hill, but I can't play it, so I need Matt to play it, and I can watch it because I'm scared.
Like
Grow up. I do have a couple more topics I want to get to before the end of it. First one is Brian and I were lucky enough to check out Z925
You
Studios
guys
this week.
did so
What?
well.
Thank you.
You were
Thank
on the radio?
Yeah, right. You were listening
That's
the whole time.
crazy. I know.
I name dropped
I
both
heard-
of
I was
you.
very proud.
Did you listen to it all? You guys did
I listened to
so
part of it.
well.
I listened to part of it. I there's parts. See, I'm so hypercritical that I'm like, I could have said this.
Yeah.
I could have said this.
But you did. But
you
you
judge
got
yourself.
to
We
every,
all do that.
Oh, yeah.
like the stuff that we had talked about. You got to everything that we had mentioned. Like, please bring up this. Bring up
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Bring up this.
I was going to get into everything.
Yeah.
My whole thing was that's one of the first things I asked when we got there was like, am I allowed to plug? Because if I'm plugging, I'm plugging.
Yeah.
Like I'm fucking plugging.
And I knew you would.
You know
I was
me.
just waiting for it.
Well, I do this, and I mean, this isn't the same as the radio. Obviously, we can cuss, we can drink, we can.
We're
smoke,
different
we can
from the
do-
radio.
Yeah, yeah.
Getting Brian on the radio, not cussing or saying anything
was-
appropriate, was like.
He
They
made
probably
one.
ran it at what, like a 20-second delay?
We only put on his mic when we knew he was going to say something good. I'm just kidding. No, he did really good. He and I both like talked to each other before we like sat in the car and we just said every cuss word we could say. Brian said the N-word 12 times. I'm just kidding. It's not true. It's not true.
Right.
So-
Well,
it was
we
a
talked about
Tuesday.
this
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Brian's biggest asset is just his likability.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He walks
Like,
in a room and you're
He's just...
yeah.
When I first met him, he was still cool with somebody
Yeah.
who this person and I don't get along at all. Brian was still cool with him.
Yeah.
And so I was worried. And then like 5 minutes into talking to him, like this dude's just
Brian,
delightful.
Yeah. He really. It's funny. His most of his craziness he keeps for us, because like I get a lot of his crazy. I hear a lot of it, but typically like he's just such a personable person.
Yeah,
he's magnetic. He's really funny, and he's got a great. You can just tell he's been doing it for a minute, and that he's very comfortable. It's funny to me when he has a bad show, because he'll come up and say something to me, and I'm like, dude, it's literally just because you were up there not trying to have a good show.
Right.
Like, I'm watching you up there actively like not be into it. I'm like, all you got to do is be into it, and you're gonna kill.
Just
Majority of his bad shows are not due to him; it's due to the audience just not.
Or
and
because
his
he's
energy. And his
too
energy.
drunk.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Not like Brian on the radio makes perfect sense because he's incredibly likable. April's, I adore April.
Oh yeah, she's great.
She's a friend.
Hey, I'm about to pee my pants. I will be right back.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
Good.
Miss you already.
She's breaking the seal.
I'm sorry.
She's breaking the seal, everybody.
Oh no.
When she gets back, I might actually go if you tell me where it is.
Left, right. It's
April's delightful, and hearing that you guys were going to be on the show, I knew it was going to go great.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm pretty good at that stuff. I mean, as much as it seems like we're comedians and we do a lot of stupid satirical jokes and stuff it's not that crazy. We just goof. But I mean, at the same time, like I'm the buttoned up version of all of us. Like they always give me shit because I am the buttoned up version.
Well,
so I was never worried about me. I was always worried a little bit about Brian. But even then, Brian can handle himself.
But you
well.
guys, all three of you, I have noticed, like the thing you guys do right is you treat this as a job.
Oh yeah.
It is a fun job.
Oh yeah.
It is a job that you can drink, you can goof off a little bit, but at the end of the day, with obvious exceptions for, if you have too much to drink or if you're going through some shit or something the 90% of the time, this is a job, so you approach it with the seriousness that it deserves, even though the job is to be silly, to be funny.
Yeah.
It's still, you got to show up on time. You show up in the correct uniform and you do your job.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you guys, all three of you do that. And that's why I trust your brand. You do a great job.
We care about.
Damn it.
We know so here from the jump when we decided to do this open mic, one of the things Brian and I sat down and talked about in the beginning, because it was Brian's idea. From the jump, it was Brian's idea. He had only been doing comedy he'd done it one time.
About this shit.
Yeah, I just found out how new you are. I had no idea.
Yeah, I am extremely new. But when they started the open mic, I didn't even know about it. They were just like, it was Brian and Jordan, and like they were, and
then we brought you and Sean in because you were the other people that we knew would want to be a part of it at the time. And when we had started doing it, it was a concept, it was an idea, obviously from Brian. Like we should get some speakers and we should do an open mic. And I'm like, yeah, we should. Where can we go at? We figured out where we wanted to go. We did everything that we needed. And I told him, I said from the jump, and he always talks about this as well. I was like, if we're going to do this, we need to run it differently than open mics are ran.
Yeah,
I do not want to run an open mic like one speaker and a microphone, like a consumer grade speaker and a microphone,
like a karaoke party,
and then you don't have a producer, you don't have music, you're just like, okay, and the next person, and it's just, I said, if we do this, I want there to be a producer, and I want it to be a production, and
it
having
feels
him
like a club mic.
Exactly, it feels different, and
it
I feel
like everybody's doing a showcase. It's
exactly.
like you get recordings, you get
if you want them, if you do well, it's one of those things where
this, and I am
go ahead, do your thing. Yeah.
Oh, which
are you going to the bathroom too?
Oh, I am.
Oh yeah.
Do you know where it is?
He told me left and then something.
Yeah.
It's in the kitchen on the left. Right.
You go left out this door, and then you go down, and it's on the right. You'll see
good.
it
He's almost gone. I can drink all of his alcohol.
No, stop drinking it. Take it from her. Take it from her. Take it from her. Do not allow her to drink.
Do not let her drink anymore.
Grown-ass adult.
Yeah, she is. It's true. But I'm also responsible for when she's here.
I already texted Matt and said I'm going to need you to come get me.
Bell's sitting on his legs. You see it, right?
I'll end up moving.
Okay, I know.
Yeah,
I feel you. No,
you don't have to move this because I can see myself.
That's why I'm like, when you guys go up and stuff, I'm like, I'm trying to put it towards you. You can't really see yourself very well.
I'm trying to pay attention to where I'm at.
It's hard. It's hard
just,
to do.
I'm at an angle to the monitor.
At some point in the future, I'd like to get cameras that I can control with a button and move in and out.
Yeah.
And if I could do that, it's all over for
good.
you bitches. It's a Sean
Just do me something for me.
Yeah, I just do
I
it.
need a TV right there.
Yeah.
You guys had made more than dose of these Eckies. That's all I'm saying. You guys had way more than dose.
No, I've only had one.
Okay, well, I'm just counting.
I'm
You guys said, I said you guys had more than.
It's funny because the only person I've ever seen drink these is my ex, and he's Mexican. So when he had these, I was like, oh, I didn't know you were Hispanic.
Yeah.
He's like, I grew up in Arizona. I was like, makes sense.
Yeah,
These actually aren't bad.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at them.
Yeah, I think you can say thirsty, my friend. And not the most interesting man in the world. Was that?
Yeah.
That's
What
all I
else
remember.
do you drink? Modelo's?
Modelo.
Those little tiny ones with the
That's what Courtney's.
don't
That's
like
what Courtney's
those.
bio says.
Those
She
I
is
don't
on the
like.
Kokomo Press.
Modelo.
She's a Modelo.
Yeah.
What the fuck does that mean?
Modelo.
I am a Modelo.
A
I
Modelo.
think it's white model.
Yeah.
Wife-
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a Modelo.
A Modelo. I'm a woman.
If anybody needs any models, I'm here.
It's just nicer
Just
than
kidding.
Gringo.
Yeah. Gringo. I would take that over Cracker any day. You want to call me
Yeah.
Gringo? That's fine. Cracker to me, it's like I didn't even get to experience being a cracker. Why are you calling me one?
Bro, I called you a donkey. Get over it.
Honky.
I did not say that.
Honky.
Hey,
Honky.
what were you guys talking about before I came back?
We were talking about
production
how
of
much
the-
better the production is of basically the concept of it was if we're going to do an open mic, you
We
guys
want
know
to
this.
do it all.
We want if we're going to have people come to a small town like Kokomo, we have to entice them in a way, and the way we entice them is the production.
last show, it was good. We had a lot of good comics. I think like the only problem we had with the last one, I feel bad for the comics that came from India and stuff, because the crowd was very like.
It's fine. They're fine. They'll be all right.
It was very. It was very odd.
Well, the weather
the
was
crowd
shit.
was-
The weather was weird for
weather
that
was
week.
weird.
The hurricane. I just think it was a weird night. And sometimes you get good crowds and sometimes you get bad ones. And I think all the guys that we had come through this last week have all done enough comedy to know that you get good rooms and you get bad rooms, and you can't really focus on that. You just kind of have to do your thing. And I think the good news about people that come from Indy or that people that come from out of town is they get to see that it is a different version of what.
I just don't want them to get the vibe that this is what it's like every week. You get people in there, and I'm sure the word is spreading. Like we do a good job.
Yeah.
But like I don't want them to come and be like, oh, I finally made it all the way to Kokomo, and like the crowd was like,
I'm not insecure at all.
I don't
about
think
that.
this week we had an audience that came for comedy, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like we had the comedians.
we had an
who
audience
was
that came
there.
to be uncomfortable to the people that were there.
I think
Yeah.
think sometimes we had an audience of people way in the back that just came to be at a bar.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Like
and
people
that's
I
not
was sitting with 2 weeks ago.
That's not a shot.
Yeah,
They just came to be at a bar, and we happened to be doing comedy.
Yeah, and like the
that's
group
okay.
of older ladies that were there, they were eating dinner before we showed up, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, well, we'll stay for this."
Yeah.
They were already drinking and stuff. And I don't think that they.
Well, it's hard. The thing about comedy is first off, it's subjective. That's
Yeah.
the number one thing is what one person thinks is funny isn't going to mean necessarily the next one. And with open mics, we always say we're trying to create a culture of comedy in Kokomo, and all with no K's, only 1K. Okay. So let me say culture of comedy in Kokomo with 1K. I got to be careful with that.
There's 2 Ks in Kokomo.
Yeah. Oh shit. Not again.
Not wrong.
Not again. Can we get one more? Can I buy a K, please? No, and I think that's Ryan Seacrest now, right? K, can I buy a K, Ryan? No, but like we're trying to build this culture, and I think part of that is the audience is part of that culture. They have to learn that at an open mic, if you don't like that 5 minutes, you can just wait till the next 5 minutes and reset. It's a palate cleanser immediately. And some people, they get so stuck into it. Like if like for example, I love Michael Howard. He's so funny. I think he's so goofy. He has such a crazy story in his life. And he goes up there and talks about his story. And sometimes people don't want to hear that story.
No.
But it's his life. It's something he dealt with.
The people that go there, they don't want to hear that because they're the type of people that like denied that from like most of the people. It's the ones that don't think it's funny, or like the ones that like this has happened in my family and I just completely ignored it.
Yeah, it might be too uncomfortable
Yeah.
for them because they didn't necessarily do it, but they experienced a version.
Yeah.
There's also people that like get that secondhand cringe.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I am allowed to joke about my trauma.
Exactly.
But they don't want him to, and they want him to like suppress it and pretend like it didn't happen, but it did happen
And
to him.
that's like joking about your trauma is how you stop from putting a gun in your mouth.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
I love that he's up there making
Yes.
fun of it rather than just dwelling in the shit
And
that happened.
like learning new ways to say it, because yes, comedy is about the audience and it needs to be accessible and blah blah blah. But it's an open mic.
Yeah.
So
this
like,
is not a professional showcase.
yeah, I've gone up and I've had jokes not work. And you know what? I revise them.
Thank God I haven't had that happen yet. Just kidding. We all have. I'm just fucking around.
Like I revise the jokes, or I can look back and say, okay, this wasn't the crowd for that, or for whatever reason. Like, but an open mic, no one should be expecting every minute of every comic to be perfect, or you're just doing it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to an open mic expecting like a showcase shows, then you're in the wrong place.
Yeah.
This is practice. This is like getting yourself out there. This is like
Trying
opening
new shit.
yourself up to like, is this going to work or is this not going to not
Well,
work?
like Stephen Riley a couple weeks ago, I remember watching him.
Very
And I
funny.
loved his set.
He's so
love him.
funny.
I loved his set. He felt awkward about it. He said, yeah, not a lot of people were laughing. I was like, no, I love your set. I think you did a really good job. The writing was solid. He didn't feel it. But even if he'd had an off night, he's a really funny comic.
Oh, yeah.
Done a bunch of World Series of Comedy shows. Like, he's great. And so even if he has an off night, or if he wrote some stuff that he thinks is funny that the crowd doesn't,
Yeah.
that is not an indictment of Steven as a comic.
No.
That is,
No.
this is an open mic, and we try new shit here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I like the cringe more than I like the laugh.
Oh, it is
sometimes.
funny to watch
Oh,
someone
yeah.
die.
Yeah, and like, well, not even that. Like, I like when I go up there and I tell racial jokes or tell shit about like my life and shit like that. I see when people are like, but like I know that like I got them in some way. Even even still,
Yeah.
They,
So,
they
like,
still felt something.
Yeah. I kind of like that more than I like the laugh sometimes. So like,
Yeah, but we need you to get laughs too.
no, absolutely.
When we're doing shows and stuff. I understand that because like you can, I think there's a couple different ways to do that. The first way is what you're saying is if you're talking about something that's true, that's fine. You just have to, I think eventually you just have to find the way to relate it to everyone. I think the first thing is to
make
talk
it
about
accessible.
Exactly. Because I think you had a really good when we did one of the Meet the Comics, one of the things we asked, I'm trying to remember this specifically, the question is like, maybe it was like, why are you funny? Maybe that's the weird question, or maybe it was a different one. But I remember like you had answered in a way what was like, I think that if you're trying to make a joke to the audience, you have to pretend like the audience is there. A lot of people, they do jokes that they think is funny, or they say something like edgelordy stuff, like, oh, I'm saying something that's, I'm making a racial, like, we've seen it. We've seen people walk in there who've never done comedy
They
before.
try to be Jesselnick without the talent.
Or they try to be Jesselnick without the finesse, or without the people understanding their format, or even worse, like not even Jesselnick. They try to go up there and they tell a joke that's extremely racial in a way, and they have no like foot in it, and they haven't found the way to make it funny to everybody yet. Like something can be racial and funny. I have certain jokes that I've done with black people in the room that they've laughed harder than anybody else because they're like, oh, that hits me.
Sorry.
Power Rangers?
I'm sorry.
No, this isn't that fucking.
No, that's Power Rangers.
It is
Go
Power
Power
Rangers.
Kim Possible
Okay.
is a
It's
different.
my,
That's
it's
what
my
I was thinking.
bracelet. It's the bracelet.
You were there when I told my jokes about being mixed down the stairs.
Same, yeah.
And I did it because there were a higher percentage of black people in the room than usual.
Yeah.
And the jokes went really well. Like I haven't told those jokes since I left Oakland because usually I'm in an all white room and I feel weird about that.
So you're telling me you weren't in an all white room in Oakland? Shit.
Oh shit. So like being so new to comedy, I'm trying to understand rooms.
We were talking about that, yeah.
At like the majority of my rooms have been all white rooms.
Yeah.
But like my jokes and the things that I think is funny is like the hypocritical, like lack of a better terms, things that I've had to laugh at throughout my life. I'd be like, I feel like this only happened because of this, and because it probably did, right? So like I feel like my journey is weird, but like I also understand that like learning different types of people.
I like yours because you make white people uncomfortable.
I love that. I absolutely
I like
love
it
that.
because you're like, okay, yeah, I probably did this in the audience.
But if you're hosting a show and you make everybody uncomfortable in the beginning, that's the thing about paid
when
shows.
we
Like
went-
the open mic, I don't give a shit what you say when you go up there. You
Right.
can do whatever you want. But the paid shows is where we have to get to a point where like there's jokes in there. It's not
Yeah.
just uncomfortability.
Like when
and you're
he
getting
did
there.
Gas
I think you
City.
are. But you've been doing it every year. Like
Yeah.
to be
when
fair,
he
like
did
a
Gas
year.
City, I think he did a fantastic job.
You did.
Because
There was one
there was a
time.
There was a guy with a
one
rebel
joke.
hat, and you were like, and you brought it up, and then you guys like ended up going back and forth.
And that's the right way to do
was fucking
it.
hilarious.
But then you
I
went.
loved it.
The room was on fire. Sean went up there and probably had the best set he's ever had in his fucking life. And then you went up there and told your trans joke, which I think that's a crazily good joke. I love it. I think it's funny.
They didn't get that
But that room itself
Yeah,
was
it was
not
okay.
prepared for that
No.
at all. And I was
Like-
like, oh shit, he just changed the entire energy in the room.
In that, I still think we got him back from that.
Devon ended up, I think he was next. He ended up coming up there and getting him back.
I think
but-
that was okay in that sense.
Yeah.
Because I
But
tried
that's
that.
the read the room thing that you were
Yes.
kind of talking about, which
Yes.
is some rooms that joke is going to murder.
Yeah.
It's going to because it's really good. It's poignant. It's about something you've had to deal with.
Right.
And it's on top of it. It is like what you're saying is the truth. You can be anything you want. I don't want to ruin the
think
but you can
part
be
of-
anything you want.
Yeah.
Okay, well, when your son said he wants to be a girl, all of a sudden it's a problem. And it's like, that's a good joke.
That was
I think
also a
that
brand
some of
new
the
joke.
people got it.
Yeah,
I think
and I
the
know.
majority didn't.
I never heard it before, so I was like, ooh, okay, he's going there.
I thought
to
of
this
that in
crowd.
the moment, though. Like, not in the moment. I'd been thinking about that over a couple days. I was like, what if I do this? What if I
you fuck him
like
up?
Yeah.
take the concept of you can do whatever you want in life,
you
do
spill
whatever
something?
you want in life,
No.
Oh, okay. That's another one.
and adapt that to that. You're fine.
Well,
I
so
spilled the alcohol because I was
like the
pushing
other
it back
thing
with my
about
foot.
hosting is such a hard job.
It is.
And in other countries, the host is frequently the most experienced comic on the lineup because it's such a hard job.
Right.
The host's job is usually not to be funny. The host's job is to manage energy.
Right.
So like what I will say, I didn't see the show.
Yeah.
I will say that after Sean had a set like you just described, you didn't need to tell a joke. All
Yeah.
you had to do was say, that was amazing. One more time for Sean. Let's get the next comic up here.
Right.
Yeah.
When someone has a middle ending or a bad ending,
Right.
that's when you go on as the host and you get like the host job is to keep the energy between a 6 and an 8.
That makes sense.
And if a comic brings the energy down to a 4, you gotta go up and you gotta tell
Right.
some more jokes. But if
Right.
the comic has the energy at a 10, awesome, great job. Let's get your next comic
let's
up
move
here.
to the
Let's
next.
keep that going for the next comic. Coming to the stage. Blah, blah,
Yes.
blah, blah. Yeah.
And I think I'm learning that.
Yeah.
In a sense.
Yeah, like me saying that was not a slight in
No,
any
no,
way.
no,
Like,
I didn't
No,
take it that way.
It's a learning curve. It
Yeah,
really
yeah,
is
yeah.
because they were like
He's been doing
they want
comedy a
me,
year.
They wanted
and
me to
hosting is
host a
fucking
show, and I was
hard.
like, I don't.
That's my favorite
It's
part,
hard.
though.
It's
I-
hard.
I
not gonna
like
lie,
hosting.
I really
you
like
do
hosting.
a really good job hosting. I love
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm saying. I really think you're a great host. I just think, like I said, once you the only critique, and you know me, I'm a critique guy. I'm on a I critique myself harder than anybody.
You're a salesman guy.
Yeah.
You
I am
did
a salesman,
well, but
thank
this
you.
this is what you
so
need to do.
you did
this.
great on that pitch. Okay,
You're,
so
you're
let me
like a
give
Wonder
you.
Woman 84. Like life is
and
good. It
Matt
can
was
be
just
better.
telling me about this is how they do it at work. He's like, you did a good job, but you could do this next
Yeah,
time.
it's like a
Yeah.
positive sandwich. It's like, hey man, you did great. Here's some things you can
Oh,
work
shit,
on.
it
But
sounds
here,
like he's
Yeah.
writing you up.
I know. I know.
We're the same way, though. Like,
I
we're
know.
the exact
But I'm
same
not.
way.
I'm
I
like,
know.
I need you to tell me I did a good job
Yeah.
and that I'm a good girl,
I-
and I'm like, and I did a good job.
See what she's doing. See what she's
Lucky
doing.
for you, I
I
have a
do
Kim.
see that.
She's the same way.
I do
I
see that.
know.
I know.
Tell me I'm a good girl.
Tell me I'm a
we
good
just
girl,
we're
and I
hitting, we're
did
hitting
it.
moments where I'm like, okay, so Allison's not allowed to listen to this podcast.
That's awesome. No,
I did
mean,
a good job. I
the
just
truth be
need to
told,
hear about
I
it.
tell people all the time.
Just stroke your hair and everything's
I tell
gonna be
people
fine.
all the time.
Tell me I'm a good
I tell
girl.
people all the time how good of a host you are. I really think you are good at what you do.
appreciate that.
And you do. I think one of the two best times I've ever seen you do comedy was
Do you want me to open
was
that
when you
for you?
hosted. Was when you
I got
hosted.
it.
The first, and they were both open mics. The one
Yeah.
was with Larry, the producer, and I feel like you looked around the room and you said, "There's a lot of black people here. I can have fun."
I feel so much more comfortable because
I
I
know.
know black people will understand my jokes.
Yeah, because you're telling jokes about being black in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like that's also why I like telling my jokes in our mostly white rooms. But I also like I hope we appeal to
We're trying,
everyone.
man. These
And
small towns are rough.
Well,
It really.
Well, I
we
mean, there
always
was,
get there.
there was the guy
we
that
should
Max
do
made really mad.
what's-
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
the town down south that's super racist? Evansville.
Oh God, I don't
Seymour.
want
Elwood.
I did a show in Seymour. That was
Elwood.
rough.
Is it
Elwood.
Elwood.
Elwood's
go
not
get
that
us-
far from here.
Elwood.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. But it's.
She's my
pretty
favorite
bad.
lawyer. That's my
I'd
favorite
kill
lawyer.
an-
Elwood.
Elwood. Yeah.
I'd kill in
Elwood's-
Elwood, to be honest. I know I would because like I used to work in Elwood and like
I
would
think
make
we need to
all
do
So
a
you know how
show
to
in
code
Elwood.
switch.
Yeah, no. I would just call them out. They would just be like, "That's hilarious," and I'd be like,
Yeah.
"I know
They'd
you
be
want to
like,
kill me.
We are pretty
No.
racist.
You'd be like,
I know you want to kill me, but it's okay."
You'd be like, I know you guys got a hood in the closet, but it's okay. And they'll be like, ha ha,
Well, one of the
know
things
it.
I said off stage, I didn't say this on stage because it didn't seem safe, but in Dunkirk, I was like, yeah, no, this isn't a sundown town because they don't want black people here during the day either.
Yeah, so it was you. I was talking to somebody, and I was like, I can't remember. I was like, I think it was Dan that told me. It was a Dan or Devon because he'd had a similar joke.
Oh, yeah,
too.
Devon and I were talking.
Oh yeah, one of you guys. I was like, one of you guys said to me, "You know why this town isn't a sundown town?" And I was like, "Well, I know because it's a sun up town too." Hey, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a good joke." I was like, "Don't tell that to
I
them."
think you
good
said
joke.
that in the group.
Well, but here's the thing about that crowd, and very very white, obviously, but also there was a gay woman who was the host, and there was a nice
There was a lesbian couple that I think has invited me to be their third.
oh hell yeah,
Oh,
you're about to give them a
wow.
baby.
Good job.
I got to show them Windfall next month.
You're
Yeah.
gonna get one of them pregnant, and they're gonna have a baby.
And
Yeah.
I'm so excited
For
to be an
them.
absentee father.
Oh my god!
Just like my dad.
Are you
It'll be
sure? Are you
just-
sure you're
it'll
more
be
than
illegal
more than
this
1/4?
time.
I'm just kidding.
No, I was raised by a single dad. He was
If I
my black parent
was
the
a
one that
dude, I
stayed.
would have a lot of
Okay. Oh, yeah.
illegitimate children as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be the guy who's like, as far as I know, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
legitimately, as far as I know, I've got no children. The only time that a girl ever said that she was pregnant with my baby, we hadn't had sex. I've told
seen
that
bit.
joke
That's
at
a good
Kokomo.
bit. That's a good bit.
But
I
yeah,
haven't seen that in a while.
the Indiana goodbye. We went on a date and then she got arrested for heroin.
Was it my cousin?
Yeah, best case
Is her name
scenario.
Chrissy?
Probably.
What the fuck do you mean probably?
Probably.
I have a lot of cousins I don't know.
She's trying to
about.
yes and you, but doesn't know how.
Tell me more of the story you were planning. Will you hand me the bottle opener? Because I'm not going to not drink anymore.
Hold on. I'll get it for you.
No,
I'm a
I'm good.
lady.
It's not even a
Okay. I mean, if you're gonna do it for me, who am I to argue?
You're getting bottle service in here. This is what's going on.
Hey.
Hey,
Just me.
Look, when you headline Hauma,
You've just been.
actually, you know what? I didn't even headline. When you open Hauma,
Yeah.
Louisiana,
Oh well.
they open the beers for
You're
you.
the celebrity here.
Did you
Aim
get any?
higher.
Drop the
Did you get any
alcohol.
beignets?
So here's the deal. I was planning on going into New Orleans, but then I had to bring my dog with me, so I couldn't. I went and I got a crab boil, and then this bar, it's called Pours Tavern.
Sounds amazing.
In Hauma, they have a guy there who just his entire job is every day to make crockpot stuff.
Fuck yeah.
Oh shit.
He made first just wonderful pork, but then he made this red beans and rice. That is the best thing I've ever tasted. Like, between the gas prices in the south of this country and the food that man made, they call him Amos, but then said that's not his real name.
Well, as it should. As it should be.
It's actually anus.
No.
Like, it just
They call him Amos because he's famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Famous.
Famous
Chris said
Amos.
that.
Yeah.
Like, just it was so good. Like, so I had a really good crab boil, some good shrimp. Like, there was this fiery shrimp sauce pasta that I ate, and then I got to the venue and like, hey, so I don't know if you ate dinner. I was like, I did, but that smells good, so I'm gonna go ahead and make myself sick by eating more.
Fuck yeah.
It was
Jordan, your
so
crockpot guy is a
good.
little different, right?
I don't know.
You're a crockpot guy.
wrong vowel.
Okay.
Hold on.
Look, I really wasn't trying to piss in a crock pot, but I mean, I would have called him the word that people were calling me anyways.
Yeah.
Oh,
If he probably, the truth be told, he probably saw them say it to you, and he was like, "Ooh."
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's
child.
just jealousy.
Things
If he
are
wanted to be
gonna
called
get
that,
easier.
hey, I went to that new Korean restaurant last night.
Yeah?
It was
Ooh.
the one over where Tailgaters and Center Stage and all those other different places
Oh, and
used to
the
be.
bar that was like 6 different bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
also a
We
strip
went
club for
there.
1 minute.
Yeah.
And it's like, before you go there, I feel like you have to research everything that goes into Korean dining because there's
Korean
like,
barbecue it's a different
crazy.
experience.
Oh, yeah.
They brought an entire like entree of meats, and then they have this little like
What are they,
hole
Dan
in the
West?
table. Yeah, kind of like hanging out with Dan. This tray of meats are like different kind of meats, and
Did
they
you have
just
kangaroo?
they could no.
Did
But
they have it?
It was normal American meats. We didn't have any dog, but there was a guy that walked up to the window with a tiny dog, and I was like, "I told you."
Kangaroo.
So listen.
He didn't go to
There was a-
racially insensitive.
I did not. I just really want some kangaroo.
Listen,
It's pretty good. It's a little
Listen,
gamey.
so-
but
I know. I've had it.
there's this entire area where they used to have a stage and stuff at Center Stage. So we were like, well, I wonder what's back there.
Jordan, can your cat come in? Because I love that cat.
No, that cat is gonna ruin everything.
This cat is like just helping
cat.
the joke because like the entire back, I was like, I bet they have cats back there.
You gotta get on the phone.
I bet that's where they have pets. And
Quick, let the cat in.
yeah, I want to pet her.
She
But
gets
then-
to hide underneath
but
here and
then
fuck my cords up. That's
We sat on the table and they have like the little cooker at the table, and this guy walks up past the window and he's got like a little tiny like poodle. I was like, I told you they had fucking cats back
this
there.
girl, dude.
What are you in
Listen.
Springfield, Ohio?
Yeah.
I feel like it. I'm
She
like,
can't help it.
That's what they have back there. They live back there, and that's
Yeah.
where they have their animals. But
That's why it's right down the road from the cat cafe.
It was right across from Hacienda, right around from the
I know
cat
where it's at.
cafe.
That's why I said it's down the road
Yeah.
from the cat cafe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have. I
It's
went to
a whole
Hacienda
experience,
once.
though.
Yeah.
What?
I went to Hacienda one time.
You have to go to Hacienda
Here's the thing.
if you're in Kokomo.
Nope. I went.
It's very white.
I went for
Mexican.
drinks because I just cannot bring myself to go somewhere where it's a Mexican restaurant famous for its ranch dressing.
Yeah. It's weird.
I can't do it.
It's not really a Mexican
but it's
restaurant. It's
not
more like
You're
a,
gonna dip your chips in the ranch.
Tex-Mex, yeah.
Fuck, what?
Yeah,
my
yeah, that's
my ex
wild.
is Hispanic, and he told me he's like he hated Hacienda every
As
time.
he should.
Every time we go, he's like, "This is white people Mexican food."
I'm sorry. Every time, so he still went.
He
Yeah.
went because it was like a family thing. My family always wanted to go there.
So like, I understand that it didn't work out, but in that moment, that's still true love.
He went because I
Yeah.
was paying. I was the breadwinner of the relationship. So obviously he's going to go if he's going to get food.
Can we be honest though? He's not allowed to critique if you're a Mexican American who can't speak Spanish. Like he doesn't speak.
Right.
He
Spanish.
didn't speak Spanish.
Yeah. So like at this point,
could-
you should
he
have to go to
understood-
Hacienda at that point.
He understood it.
You
but he
should be
didn't
relegated
speak
to
it.
Hacienda until you learn enough words.
My kids are brown enough so I can say that he was Mexican.
Jordan, I don't know that you're allowed to say that.
Hey, dude, I am the
He loves
tastemaker.
Hacienda.
Dude, I fucking their beer,
I
whatever
love
fuck it
the
is
ranch
actually
at
pretty good.
Hacienda.
That is the most asinine fucking statement in the fucking world. Yeah, I love this Mexican restaurant that
That's what I
I
said.
love their
He just made this.
condiment.
He just made this.
Fucking damn it.
Like a Mexican restaurant where ranch is the selling point is wild.
All right,
Yeah.
I favorite
It's not even
Mexican
just the
restaurant
ranch.
here.
I'm a Don Ponchos guy.
All right, all right.
You have to mix
Borrego's
the
better.
ranch with the
Borrego's
salsa.
better.
So I don't know. That
You
one
gotta
may
go
have
there.
opened when I was gone.
Is that the downtown one?
Yeah.
I went there. It was garbage.
Which one?
dude.
Shut the
It was
fuck up.
fucking horrible.
It was
No, it was
not.
horrible. It's the worst I've ever had.
My
Forever.
favorite-
I didn't like it at all.
My favorite
Whatever.
Mexican
There was
restaurant
no
right
flavor.
now. Mine
no
is
flavor.
the one in Big Daddy's, so I can go in there
I'm
and
sorry,
eat
I'm
Mexican food.
No, I'm not eating.
I can go in there, eat Mexican food, and think about the time I fought a midget.
Yeah, she's reminiscing. She goes in
So
and reminisces.
is that like what is happening in that building now? Because like I know it shut down as a strip club, but like what is it now?
It is a
Mexican
Mexican
restaurant.
restaurant.
It's a Mexican restaurant. Yeah.
Exclusively a Mexican restaurant?
Yeah.
Because like
The
didn't
VIP
wasn't
is where I sat, and I was
wasn't
like,
there a
this
quote
is-
unquote comedy show there once?
Yeah. Well, they did. Okay, so they,
It was a
Courtney, it was a Mexican restaurant, or at
Yeah.
first it was the strip club, and then it became a place called. Do you remember the name of it?
it was Danny DeMolin owned it. It was like the
Well, he didn't own the strip club as well.
yeah, but he tried to open it as like a
And it was like an
stage
event
thing.
center. It was like
yeah.
so they were trying to bring like bands and
They
comics
had,
and
they
all
had a
kinds of
midget
stuff.
wrestling event I was supposed to go to there, but it ended up getting sent to Indy.
Yeah. But she didn't fill out our W-2, so they ended up kicking her.
Yeah,
Right.
they said I couldn't do it because I didn't have my drug test or something. I don't know.
They wanted to make sure you weren't on
you know
steroids.
that was
They
not
said
the issue.
STD
Yeah, yeah.
test is what it was.
It was the STD test. They've been running out of those at CVS. I
God
read. If
damn
you look on
it.
our Facebook page.
Well, they're doing a new USPS public service announcement. USPS is sending out COVID tests for free again if you
shit.
go to their website.
Oh wow!
They're sending out
Mine
more
are all
free COVID
expired,
tests.
so that's a good
Yeah.
experience.
I need to order those.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. COVID's not gone. We just live in Indiana where we pretend it never happened to begin
Yeah.
with.
Yeah,
I don't-
that's all
I
I
just
have.
need to-
Remember that time we
Not to
shut
go to
down
work.
for a week and a half?
Well, I heard they're going to be putting this in at Cooper's Pub so
We
that
shut down
people, when
longer.
COVID does come back, they can do a
that
bubble
looks
tent
good.
day. It's going to be beautiful.
I'm going to make it real awkward because I'm going to step in other people's bubbles and tell them
And fart.
jokes.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Fart.
Go in the bubble, fart, and then leave.
Here's the thing. I had my gallbladder taken out when I was a little
So
bit
your
younger.
farts are even worse.
So if I fart, it's dangerous because it could squirt a little bit.
Same, me too.
That's like I've gotten in trouble, and I've actually had to have the conversation with multiple jobs where part of my VA disability rating is GI stuff.
Right.
So I had a boss say, "Well, you go to the bathroom a lot," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize you hated the troops."
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, I can say that because like
And the reason I go to the bathroom a lot is because I don't know if it's a fart or a poop. So
Yeah.
I go to the bathroom every time I got a fart.
Do you still
Same.
do you flush either way?
Of course.
Okay, good.
I'm not a monster.
Even if you fart in the toilet, do you flush?
Here's
You
the
have
thing.
to.
If you
If
fart
I
in the-
only
Either way, I
fart,
don't
then I
care.
also do a keep up, so that way I'm still using the bathroom appropriately.
Yeah, you're still using one of the many functions of a bathroom.
I've never just
I'm
farted
working
in a
holes.
toilet.
What'd you say?
You never know sometimes. Sometimes you really
Cordy, why did you get us into fart talk? This woman did. She's the only
She's
woman that's
been
like, let's talk
drinking.
farts.
It's not the
My
Kokomo
bad.
Press.
wrote
We
a
don't talk
fart
about ass
joke?
shit.
It says the guy that wrote a fart Beethoven
I
joke.
wrote that joke. You haven't seen it yet. It is a sophisticated fart joke. Thank you. That was the whole point of writing it.
It's
Was
that
I,
new Mozart, dog.
I wanted to
thought-
write a sophisticated fart joke, and really, I just wanted to say,
Is that the new Beethoven song that came out?
no, it's Mozart.
That was
Mozart, yeah.
It's
But
the
the-
thing I just said a
I
second
know,
ago.
and I said it's stupid
Give
to
me
make
your
it worse.
keys.
No,
Hold
Give me
on.
your
give me your keys. Yeah.
I already texted
And
Matt
she
and said to
almost
come
missed
get
it.
me.
She almost
Because
missed
here's the
it.
thing.
Look,
me
look, high
driving
five.
is only slightly. Also, you aimed a little low.
Hold on. There.
There you go. She sucks at it.
I'm so mad that all of this is happening when I can hear a cat that just needs ear scritches.
I know. It
That
just
cat doesn't
makes
want
me so
that
sad.
cat wants a lot more than air scratches.
My
Let me just say that.
PTSD is not being able to pet this cat.
That's your
Fucking right.
PTSD.
It just reminds me of Baghdad. Just
Yeah.
not
I'd
giving scritches.
I'd rather
This is
be
Jordan's
in Afghanistan
PTSD.
right now.
This is Jordan's PTSD right here. 5 nights.
Oh my God,
of
never.
ditties.
Hey, can I be real? So, like, we gotta stop worrying about why he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Yes.
Yeah. Why?
Like, because one, you're stupid if you think the worst thing is his sexual deviancy.
Yes.
And I think we need people to be real that, like, he was probably doing some bad
I would
shit
give you
that
more,
had
but I don't
nothing to
have a
do
cup.
with ass play. And, like, sex is common. Everybody does it.
No,
Get over
no,
that
no.
fact.
Here's the thing. Sex is common, but it's usually not common in that particular group of people.
So allegedly,
In that way.
allegedly he was assaulting people to the point of mass dehydration. So the baby oil is so that there's still lubrication when he continues to assault. Like the baby oil joke is distracting from the fact that there's horrible shit that
The
went
fact
down.
that he needed so much baby oil means that he's been raping so many fucking dudes that it's
Yes.
been insane to the point where he's had to have like truckloads of lube.
She's over there
Which
rubbing
makes
herself
sense because-
on the fucking. She's rubbing herself on my stairs like an insane person.
She just wants
She was on the couch
Scritches.
earlier.
Yeah, she can't
wants
help
you
it.
to.
I
She,
know.
remember what was the joke where the cats want where you give?
There was a silver
You're
spoon,
assaulting the cat.
little boy blue,
That
man
was
on the
the
moon.
joke.
Hey, everything jumped over. Some
When you coming
cocaine.
home, Dad? I don't know when.
Like that, like you have no idea. what I'm
Courtney has gone off the deep end. We're about to go put her to sleep on the couch.
This
Like
is the
you
Kokomo
don't know
Press
what I'm
Podcast.
talking.
I know. I'm kind of confused. God, she's off the
I'm
rails.
so sorry, except I'm a liar.
I do
I'm
not want to
sorry
be
at all.
I do not want to be
Jordan,
lectured
give me
about.
my cup back.
I do not want to be lectured about the baby oil thing from the guy who made this graphic. I don't want to ever be lectured again by that. You made this graphic. You can't get mad at people for bringing up the
Jordan?
baby oil.
No,
Yeah, it's
I
your
know,
graphic.
no, I know it's a thing, but I'm just being real. Like, obviously he used sex
Look,
to
I did a
use
good
people.
job this time.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't.
But I think
No, I'm proud of you.
There's obviously more shit going on.
I think most people use sex to use people, for being honest.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, yeah. The sex
think
is
so
a.
too.
sex
No,
is a-
I only have sex for love. That's why I'm a virgin.
You know, I would do anything for love,
And I will do anything.
Including that. Fuck meatloaf.
including that. Fuck you.
Including that. Oh my
I
god.
used to have my meatloaf underwear. It said on the front it said I would do anything for love, and on the back it said but I won't do that.
But now she will do
But
that.
now I
That's
will
true.
do
That's
that.
why she
so
doesn't have the underwear anymore.
I can't wear them anymore. It makes me really sad.
Trying to see if there's any more on here before we head out. Oh, I do want to talk about this. This is interesting. Did you guys find out that Culver's is the healthiest fast food burger?
Really?
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I don't. Well, every time I go there, I get fish.
Why would you? So this is actually something that I have an issue with. Why would you go someplace that specializes in one thing,
Yeah.
and then get something else?
Because I have had this recent, I hated fish for my entire life. And recently I've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, cod is okay.
So now you're bi-curious.
So yes, I'm a pansexual when it comes to meats. So now I have decided that
Your face.
I am also a pansexual when it comes to other meats.
Yeah, to people.
But
To people.
when it comes to people meat, if there's any women out there, please help me.
If there's any women out there, please come rescue Cortni from being surrounded by us monsters.
But like the fried meat, I miss Long John Silver's because I recently just got into like fried meats.
I miss A&W. Oh,
yeah.
That was good.
The root beer stand is okay,
but that's about it.
I
had the
miss
best cheese
A&W.
curds.
When we went on vacation to Cave City, there was a Long John Silver's across the street from the hotel, and we're like, I need to have it.
People keep talking about, oh, we need to get a Chick-fil-A in Kokomo. No, we need to get a Freddy's.
It's coming.
And we need to get a Jack in the Box.
I don't like Chick-fil-A.
I'll pass on Jack in the Box. It's all right.
No, what you got to do,
Jack
you got to
in the
get that.
Box
You got to
is
get that
good.
number 6, the ultimate bacon cheeseburger, on the sourdough bread.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I could probably do that.
Burgers are
game
good.
changer.
Burgers
When
are
we
good,
went-
but my ex was obsessed with those shitty tacos. And I'm
the
like, that's
tacos
a
are
waste of my
garbage.
fucking
Wait,
time.
okay, so
The tacos
The tacos
are
are
shitty.
garbage.
Plus, I had
That's why
like
they're
Eastside
$1.
Indie Jack in the Box. So
Yeah,
like,
that's a
which
bad
I
idea.
thought
Oh my
I thought
God.
that on the regular that's an okay idea. Because it worked for Popeyes like that or any other chicken place, but like apparently Jack in the Box.
Actually, I did that once, and they said all they had were diet sodas, and I was like, okay, let me get a Sprite. We have diet Sprite. Why do you have diet Sprite to begin with?
Yeah, it's
who
disgusting.
has Diet Sprite?
Right.
The only
Nasty.
Sprite I've ever seen is like Zero Sprite.
Right, and like, just, I understand if you don't have Coke, you don't have Dr. Pepper, whatever. Like, all we have is Diet Coke. Like, who the fuck carries Diet Sprite as a baseline?
Why is that a thing?
Disgusting.
Right.
So I drove to San Antonio with my ex at one point to
you
meet
poor
his
thing.
dad. It was his dad. We had to meet him, and he
How'd
did
that work
absolutely
out?
nothing for us. So we got no money from it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we went down to San Antonio, and it was like we meet his grandparents and stuff that raised him and stuff. And I was like, well, this is probably why you got covered in gasoline burns. Anyways, but
Wait,
What the
I'm sorry.
fuck?
You
Listen.
just
What?
You're glossing
Listen.
over this guy's entire life
There's a
here.
whole lot of
Listen.
like.
I
things.
wasn't trying to hold hands, but that's kind of what just happened. I mean, you just yada yada'd.
Of gasoline burn. That's what I'm saying. She's giving way
it
too much
was-
of this guy's
We
life.
didn't get any money from this.
I know it got real weird.
Also, I understand why you have gasoline. What the
It got weird
fuck?
really quick.
So my ex was raised by his dad, and he lived in Texas, and he like was raised by his grandparents and didn't get like any type of parental supervision. So he ended up like huffing gasoline and got caught on fire. Anyway, we went there.
What the fuck?
Anyway,
Anyway,
As you do. As you do.
Anyway,
as one
As
does
we all
in
do.
Texas, when you're addicted to drugs, he went to Jack in the Box a lot. So we went to Jack in the Box, and it was like the greatest
that's not
experience
Texas
of my life.
exclusive.
I just wanted to get to the fact. Don't look at me.
You're like telling this guy's whole story here. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, poor guy. Didn't know he was going to be on a podcast today.
She didn't say his name. What's his name?
Yeah,
But
fuck
like
him
we went
anyways.
to Texas and we went to Jack in the
It
Box
didn't
a
work
lot,
out.
and I was like, "This is fucking good."
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Like Jack in
Let
the
me
we went to
rephrase.
Jack in the
I
Box
enjoy
every
it.
single
Yeah.
time.
His name was Jack, and what was in the
His
box was
name was Jack.
gasoline, I think.
The box
Better
was
than
Is his dick in
fire.
a box?
Nah,
It was
depending on who
his-
you're asking.
His dick in the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is your foot in the beer box?
She just needs it to be somewhere.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the idiot.
here's the thing. I
I'm
am happily in a
organizing-
relationship.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not
organizing
taking you
the
home no matter
alcohol.
how close your foot is to beer.
I'm putting my foot on all the beer, so you take it home and drink it.
I was going to do that regardless. It's beer.
I'm really glad this is all recorded.
Yeah.
I
We've got to wrap it up
I'm
soon,
really
too.
glad that I've already texted Matt and said, "Please come get me."
Is he going to pick you up?
Yeah.
I want to hit a couple more things before we wrap up.
Yes.
First thing, Warp
Get this
Tour.
back on the rails.
Warp Tour is coming back in 2025. Are you guys excited at all?
What?
Warp Tour is coming back. Courtney,
Who's gonna be in it?
your ex who is covered in gasoline. Also, in the stores, did you guys see they're going to be dropping these bad boys? Big backs are excited.
It says that.
So
As
with
a big
the
back, I am accepting it.
with the Warp Tour, I think that it would be nice to see all the bands, but
Yeah.
what concerts and festivals have begun costing now, it will ruin just sort of the authentic, like almost dangerous feel
Yeah.
that these old tours used to have. Like I loved the old Family Values tour, like those concerts where it's, look, we don't have a lot. Like we're teenagers. I barely had enough money for sunscreen. Like, but we're gonna listen to Korn and we're gonna have a great time.
Exactly.
Like, you don't get that anymore because these concerts, first and foremost, they're leaning heavy on nostalgia.
Yeah.
So they are counting on people in between, like, early 30s to late 40s having money, and like we talked about before the podcast, no the fuck we don't.
Yeah, middle class is dead.
Like,
Economy?
Yeah. I'm doing okay. And I'm still not dropping $200 on a weekend pass for a festival. It used to be $60 for a weekend pass.
Yeah.
I saw Korn in 2002 with Puddle of Mud opening, and my tickets were $30.
Yeah.
In 2009, I saw Kiss with Buck Cherry opening, and tickets were $50. Like, you used to be able to go enjoy a show, and now they're just so expensive that the Warped Tour, like, we're going to watch Blink-182 say Nobody Likes You When You're 23 when they're almost 60.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost $700.
Well, I think the worst part of like when you're paying for a Korn ticket now, you feel like something's taken a part of you.
Yeah.
You know, so
I just went to a Blink-182 concert.
Look, I love
My
Korn.
daughter is super
I got the
into
life.
Korn now.
I bet your daughter would love Korn. She calls it maize. Keep going. Sorry, what were you saying?
Yours was better than my shitty Korn song pun. Like, no, I just these bands, I would love to see all of them for what they cost now. Like, I saw Parliament down in Atlanta last year.
Yeah.
And Parliament was my first concert ever. I was 9 years old. They did a show in Coralville, Iowa, of all places.
Oh, geez.
And my dad took me. It was an outdoor show. It was wonderful. And then I got to see them again last year, and the tickets were only $60 a pop because they are an old school band that still wants to put on a show for their fans.
Yeah.
The opening act was Fishbone. Like, it was an amazing show.
Yeah.
Like, I got to see some killer ska and then some killer funk, and it was amazing. And I understand that I don't look like a guy who would like ska, but I do.
No. Ska's great. I love ska. Well, I think with the whole concept with like Parliament, did you drink Bailey's out of a shoe?
Not that night.
No? Okay.
Not that night because I had to drive. But
what you doing in these waters?
The night before, the night after, I found the funk.
Oh, you found the funk.
I found the funk.
I found the funk.
Like,
the funky titty juice. Funky titty milk. These kids don't know what we're talking about.
No.
These bands used to put on shows for the average fan.
Yeah.
But now it's mostly influencers and fucking executives and shit. Like, when I saw Lady Gaga with my last agency, I got drunk in a luxury box, and like, I just kind of like Lady Gaga. I'm not even a fan.
Yeah.
But I was getting to watch for free, and that's what it's catered to. It's catered to the people in the companies with a bunch of money versus the actual fans of these bands, and it drives me fucking nuts. So that's why I don't give a shit about the Warped Tour.
I'd have more fun seeing Lady Gaga's luxury box in her disco stick. I'm just going to say that. I would take the luxury box of hers over her disco stick.
I want a poker face.
Hell yeah. All right, let's wrap this up because we've got two people making plans to get their Ubers here. Thank you so much, Dan, for coming on and hanging out with us. Oh, I know. We've got Courtney Richardson, or she was going to say, I'm Courtney Richardson.
Words.
We've got Jordan Bell over here, aka Hypocrisy Jones, if that's his real name.
Hype Jones or something.
Hype Jones. And then our special guest today, Dan West. Thank you for hanging out, man. This has been a fun time. Thanks for getting my people fucking drunk as shit on air.
I like it. Look, as previously stated, I'm a bad influence.
At least you're honest.
If I am in town, I will happily be here whenever you ever.
Oh yeah, I'll hit you up.
This
man.
was a blast.
Hell yeah, man! Thank you so much for coming on. I'm Jordan Grainger. Thank you guys. Check out kokomopress.shop. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all the things that we need you to do, and then we'll have Dan back, Hypocrisy Jones, Courtney Richardson, and myself, Jordan Grainger. This has been the Kokomo Press Podcast, baby. We love you. Kissy. Thank you for watching the Kokomo Press Podcast. We really appreciate you hanging out with us. If you enjoyed the show, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share, and tell all your friends about it, because when people know about us, we get to continue to bring new, great, exciting things to you. And if you really want to support us, you can actually go on to Facebook and you can become an official subscriber. It's only $4.99 a month, and you get a lot of access to us. You get to tell us good jokes, tell us all the things you want to, and you're going to get access to new videos, merch, all kinds of things. And if you just want to support us in another way, maybe wear a shirt, wear a hat, something like that, check out kokomopress.shop. It's a brand new store we have set up. It's got all our merchandise needs. It's going to have limited run t-shirts, limited run hats. Go check it out right now. Thank you so much for hanging out with the Kokomo Press on the Kokomo Press Podcast. See you soon. 2 kisses.